out of ordering behind.
Not on my... Alright, Stasis never actually spoke the words on the inscription of this statue, so I'm gonna stand like over here.
Yeah? Okay. So, well, welcome to session 5 of our Sunday game. Sorry for the big long break over Christmas, but you know how it is. Everybody's busy doing stuff with family, and then there's sort of like, you know, events get booked and sacrificing
and all that.
Yeah, exactly. All that kind of fun stuff.
Gotta kill your goats.
We had a little bit of a delay on the start because we had to sort out some leveling up, but either way, everything's good now, and we can pretty much get started. As per the end of the last session, from what I remember anyway, our little adventurers carried on through the kobold and goblin infested areas. Found a few little arboretums, few more hobgoblins as well, and they fought their way down to this little statue room with the mysterious statue, and they're going to carry on their way after a long rest and a level up, so everyone's now level 3. We've unfortunately had to lose one of our players. Rails, because of real life issues, unfortunately hasn't been able to carry on. Hopefully we'll see him again in future sessions, but he will maybe have a new character then, maybe not. But from now on, unfortunately, we're going to have to drop him. He apologises that he couldn't see the very last session of this adventure, but you know how real life is. You sometimes just can't help these things when they happen.
Well, that's what he gets for eating that bad sushi.
I think this is more to do with him moving state or province or whatever the hell you Canadians have.
Where's he moving to?
I don't know. He's moved somewhere else.
Moose enclosures.
Moose enclosures. Yeah, I think he's moved in with a polar bear and lives in an igloo or something like that.
You morons! It's called Moose Jaw, and it's a real city.
Your Canada is showing, Teddy. Anyway, so unfortunately we've had to lose him. Hopefully he'll come back, and I'm going to turn around and say that Rain as a character has had to leave, so therefore the group's going to be fine. We've got 4 players.
It was too dry. Rain got lost.
Exactly,
Oh, no.
just dried out. Teddy's with us.
Rain evaporated.
Now, if you guys will remember, Teddy played Ace, the bard, way back, months ago was the last time we saw him.
Like a month ago.
I think it was probably a little bit more.
Literally the first session.
But anyway,
Second.
it's good that Teddy also has real life issues, but that's nothing to do with anyone else but him.
Glue is tasty, and I like bacon.
You just don't glue your bacon to yourself.
It means the cholesterol really sticks to me.
So yes, we've still got a group of 4, which is great. So we're going to carry on and see how we get on with the adventure. This session hopefully won't, you know... why has Roll20 just kicked me out again? The only advantage with this is that the streams screen stays on, but mine actually just completely logs out. So
wait,
you guys
until your stream gets kicked out and you don't notice.
You know what? It will happen. It will bloody happen.
I tell you what, while Melik is logging back in,
No, I'm back in.
Move to like the other end of the map.
No, I'm back in. Don't even start that.
It's like we're all the way back at the start.
I mean, I can make sure that can't happen if you want. I mean, that's... But anyway. For whatever reason, it's being annoying. So, you've all had a long rest now. You've leveled up. Got your hit points.
Again.
And done all that sort of stuff. What was that, Stasis?
Your picture just suddenly disappeared and then came back again.
It's like playing Guess the Illusionary fucking God.
It's just amusing. So, guys, what are you guys doing?
Christ, what's going on with Farrien right now?
Nah, I'm just messing with don't mind it.
He's messing with buttons.
It's done. Yep,
Yeah, he's just messing around.
Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
So yeah, you found the downward stairs.
Wait, so Guan, are you gonna have us speak the inscription that's on the statue? Because you forgot to do that last time, so...
I did forget to do that last time.
Yes,
Speaky
just thought I'd
inscription
remind
in
you.
Draconic.
And I'm gonna stand way back here.
You're gonna start way back.
I'm
Why?
through the fucking door.
Pick up statue, bring it over to Shorty, and then speaky inscription in Draconic.
Okay. Right. Let me.
I inspect the statue for boobs.
So who is standing where when Guan says this phrase in Draconic?
I am standing here.
I'm standing here.
Can I see from
I'm
here?
standing.
Okay, I'll stand
Hang
here.
on. Hang on. Here. There we go.
Okay, so you speak the phrase in Draconic. For a
What
moment,
was the phrase again?
I know the way.
it's let the sorceress power illuminate my spirit. That was it in Draconic. So you speak that out in Draconic, and at first nothing happens, but then a kind of weird spectral flame envelops Guan, harmlessly envelops Guan. You now have advantage on charisma checks for the next 24 hours.
Yay.
Real life or?
I mean, he
No.
could. Well, isn't real life all about confidence anyway? So technically, if we say yes, he'll then be more outgoing and probably get advantage on his checks anyway.
Okay, let's all go down.
So yeah.
Because life is literally
So are
nothing
we
but a
just
bunch of
gonna
D&D
ignore
rules.
the bridge chasm thingy which I made, or we gonna go the other way?
Bear in mind, you can head up to that on the way back through if need be. I'm not
Yeah,
putting a
I know.
line under the whole no going back to
Oh,
areas.
this isn't like a shitty pleb Skyrim dungeon where there's always a quick exit because casualization's cancer.
Stop moving each other. Stop moving. I
Where the fuck
will.
am I? Why am I here?
Okay, the stairs go down, then the stairs go back up again, and the corridor continues.
Boring set of stairs.
I know.
Ace, if you charge forward, I am going to throw you to whatever is in front of
It's
you.
a
Oh, there's the chasm,
hallway.
okay.
Yeah, what could
Yes.
possibly go wrong with a hallway?
Quick, spawn the Minotaurs.
It's okay. He got expertise in perception so he could see the traps.
No, he
And we
didn't.
don't need expertise in perception so that we can see the traps hitting him.
Yes, you don't need to roll perception to see someone being shot by
I
crossbow
see a
bolts.
door.
Yes.
Can I perception my ass about the door here? Can I take a peeky, Sue?
Well, there is no keyhole. It's just a plain old door with a handle. You have a little look at the door, and you don't really notice anything unusual about the door.
Nothing
It
unusual.
looks like
Can
a
I
fairly...
listen? Can I put my ear up against it and listen for breathing of any sort or some sort of movement?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can listen, but you
Okay.
can't hear anything beyond it. It's a solid stone door.
Just Ace, just close your eyes and focus your ears and see if you can listen to the jiggle of breasts behind the door.
Idiots.
My bard sense is tingling. Well, aside from hearing a small poot from Guan, nothing. I don't think, eh? Probably.
No, you can't hear anything. What
Okay,
about you,
cool.
Uthal? You seem to have wandered off to a door.
I'm just standing next to it.
Okay.
Should I
See if
open
I
this
can
door, boys?
imitate a statue, just kind of look fearsome. See if I
Perhaps
can make anyone
Ace,
shit themselves.
you should let the tanky ass barbarian enter
Right.
first, yeah?
Right.
That does make
Right.
sense.
I'll ready my bow, not an action,
Open
just
the
a
door
bow.
when you're ready, Guan.
Why opening the door?
Well, fine, I'll open the door. I'll kick it open.
Are you literally kicking it open?
Roll for it and see if you can
Yes,
launch the
why
door
the
to the
fuck
back
not?
wall.
Okay. Roll athletics check, please.
Breaks leg.
You snap your leg. Then the trap goes off and
Don't
you burst
one of
into
you guys
flames.
have like a battering ram for this?
Okay, that's pretty
He
good.
does.
That's not
Okay,
bad.
you kick the door, and actually, you're expecting this thing to just fly open. You know, you're pretty burly. But you actually get the impression that despite the fact that it does open, it only opens mostly. The thing was actually stuck. And the fact that you actually kicked it probably would have had to have been done anyway. So you're sort of, I don't know whether you're
Bonus.
disappointed or happy or what, but the
Impressed
door...
that he broke the lock,
Make,
maybe?
it's a mixture. Oh yeah, this is where the big bad lives.
Okay. This looks like a weird kind of cross between a greenhouse and a study. You've got soil over the entire floor. It's a thin layer of soil. There's clearly slabs underneath, normal stone slabs underneath, and there's just been soil placed all over the ground. Nothing really growing in it, but it's there.
I searched the desk for porn stash.
Let me finish. There are shelves, as you can see, on the north and the east walls. Lined on there's various books of all different kinds. None of them seem...
Porn!
It's not... Well, I mean, you can have a little look in a minute and see if there's some porn there. But you get the distinct feeling in your heart that it probably isn't. The shelves are well within reach of children, and by law, they have to be out of reach on the top shelf. So you feel...
Right, of course. Evil wizard, not evil pedophile. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. The desk itself has been is very roughly created, so it looks like it's been something that's thrown together from bits of wood. But it is still pretty cool, still pretty sturdy. You've got various glowing funguses that you've seen throughout this dungeon, and that seems to be illuminating everything pretty well. That's pretty much it, really. I mean, it's not enough. I mean, it is just enough for the odd little plant here and there to grow around, but nothing substantial.
Can I rifle through this desk? What's the desk consist of? Drawers, cabinets?
Okay, well, it is a desk. There's nothing inside it. There are no drawers in the desk, but there are a couple of things on the top of it. Mostly, it's little plants, little pots of soil, little jugs of things. Little plants. They look like plants. Some of them may be herbal plants, some of them may be flowering plants. Nothing that jumps out to you as unusual. One thing that you do notice on the desk is that there is actually a book, a journal type book.
I take the porn. I take the porn diary.
Great.
So what does it say?
Yeah, let's read it. Okay, I crack open the book, and what are the titties I see?
You don't know what this book says. It's written in something you don't understand.
Is it
okay, I show the book to my friends and go, "Hey guys, what's this? What's it say?"
It's not Draconic. You don't know what the hell this is.
Is it Orcish?
Nope.
I mean,
Elf, common, dwarven, goblin.
Nope.
Goblin?
Don't tell me it's something primordial.
Nope, it's not anything that you guys know. I checked.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get my card out and stick that in my pack.
So the big bad is in fact not a gnome.
This
disappoints me.
Bloody gnome. Well, you could just imagine him. He's like this tiny little gnome with almost no abilities. He's just got lots and lots of money and he's paying people to do his bidding.
Yeah.
I read something like that once.
Okay.
So
look at books.
Okay, the books, none of them stand out to you initially, and you take a couple off, and they're just journals. A lot of them are actually in common. But it looks like these are journals that have been penned by the same hand. They're information about the number of plants that have grown, heights of plants. It's all kinds of boring note-taking
Can we
about...
extract any of these books for a name?
One of them does actually have some writing on it that, Guan, knowing Draconic, you do actually spot a particular book that stands out very prominently. It's like sticking out even on the shelf.
This is the Secret Door book.
And written in Draconic are Treasures of the Fire Lords is the tome name. And as I say, it seems to be poking out quite. It's sort of presenting itself to you.
Guan, you find us them golden dildos.
Well, he does have a book
read
presenting
the book,
itself to him.
so, that other thing.
So I have a feeling we've either found the book, we've either found a study of the big bad evil guy, or we've found the big bad evil guy's fucking accountant.
Speaking of, since you did say that it does have a whole bunch of his, just notebooks of of his herbology things, does he have like, I don't know, a ledger of all the where he buys his stuff, where his exports go?
You get the impression from what you've seen so far in the dungeon that he grows it all himself.
What the fuck?
Uthal? I see that.
I mean, he's in the walls, so...
I was checking to make sure you hadn't left any holes in the wall.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Aren't you fucking conscientious?
Anyway,
book. Okay, you take this well-presented book, and you flick to the first page, and it's blank.
Next page.
Wait. Shine a light over it.
I'll do that later. Next page.
It's a Fire Lord book. Fire reveals it.
Next page.
You open the next page, and there's a glyph that you briefly see on the next page before it erupts in magical fire.
Ah,
I was just about to cast detect magic. Darn it.
Well, it's a bit late now. You should have thought about that earlier, shouldn't you, Shorty?
Yeah, I should have. But it's new, okay? I just got this damn thing.
Okay, Guan is there.
I'm gonna get set on fire.
Please
literally.
don't summon the fire elemental. Please don't summon the fire elemental.
Yeah, everyone's.
No,
No.
everything's going
It's
up in
just
flames.
it's an explosive. It's like a trap. This book was presented there nice and prominently for people to pick up. It explodes. Could everyone give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
shit.
It's a kind of like a cold fire. Well, that
Okay.
passes.
Yay,
Bloody
cold
hell.
fire.
That passes oddly enough, Status.
So it's a 10 DC?
Oh, no, Hayden, that's unfortunately no. Uthal fails, Hayden fails. Okay.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
So the
12
person
DC.
Why
holding
does
the
it say?
book
Why does it
Yes.
say Hayden
and
instead
right
of Ace
next
now?
to
What
the
hell?
book.
Okay, in the
Uh,
drop down
you
at the
do-
bottom. You can click on the drop down at the bottom and you can select the character you want to
Okay.
speak as.
Shall I re-roll that so it's actually Ace, or
No,
we're gonna use that?
no, we're going to use your failed roll. Nice try.
How's that a fail, sir?
It's-
11. That's 2 1s. That's first place twice.
Yeah, so you're the first to take the full damage. Okay.
Fuck.
You can take the full damage twice if you want, since you were first
Nope,
twice.
just the once.
No,
just
no,
the
you
once.
sure?
Yeah, just the once.
Fuck's sake. Oh my god.
Can I just set the fire?
Okay. Fucking hell, that's actually a hell of a blast. Okay, Uthal and Hayden, could you take 21 cold damage, please?
No, I only have 14 hit points.
Okay, you're at 0 hit points then. What about you, Uthal? How are you faring?
I'm down to 8.
Okay. Half damage, that's 10 damage to Stasis and Farrien cold, please.
Well, I'm dead.
You're not dead. You're just knocked out. It's fine. You don't die at 0. You only die if you fail death saving throws or get disintegrated or something.
Can I like kick him awake again?
You can medicate him if you wish.
I'll
Get your
stabilize
penis
him
out of
using
my
his
mouth.
own healer's kit or whatever that he has.
Yeah, you can
Is that-
you
is
can
that- is that
stabilize
something I can
him pretty damn easily, to be honest.
Okay, we do that.
So
Is
Ace,
the
your
book still intact?
it's at cold damage. Yeah, it got a
It froze
frosting.
me to-
It
I
got a
frozen
frosting, but
solid.
everything's still okay. Some of the plants in the room haven't fared so
Everything's
well.
okay. I'm frozen solid.
Yeah, you're perfectly
Hey,
preserved.
I snatched the book from Guan and tossed it outside and shut the door.
I was
We'll
going to
do
throw
that
that
No,
at
no,
the
no,
again
no,
big
no,
later.
no,
bad
no, 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 no,
guy.
don't shut the door.
No, it's
Don't
just
shut-
outside in the corridor. Just leave it be for
No,
now.
the reason why, right? Don't shut the door because whoever's in the other room must have just heard that. This seems like a study, right? And to make matters worse, there are 2 doors into that hallway. We are in one,
Okay, well,
and the other door
fine.
must
I
lead into
will
that. So
grab it again and go back in.
Okay, one thing you do notice when you open that second page, you saw the glyph on the page literally a split second before it went off. You didn't recognize what it was, so you know, no help to that.
Touch
But you
it,
do
yeah.
notice that the second page now has nothing on it. It's gone. You get the impression this was a one-shot glyph.
Yeah, but are there more glyphs on other pages?
I don't know.
Please
Do
don't
you
do
want
this.
to turn to page
Take
3?
your own time.
I
Farrien
mean,
steps outside.
I'm going to keep this book, and I'm going to
Somebody
flick
please
through
resonate.
it whenever we find the big boss.
For fuck's sake.
Can I get
Hey,
it?
look at this book of yours.
Hey, look at this book I found of yours. What's it say?
Alright, let's read it together. It'll be fun. Boom. Yeah,
Well, we could use my deception ability to tell him it's a different book, same cover.
I mean, could we actually just replace the cover?
I mean, I guess. Or any of you got any kind of skills?
Whip a pad of paper out. Look at my manuscript.
I mean, technically, Ace being College of Law
That would be a
would
deception.
probably be the closest to actually being a bookworm, and therefore maybe knowing how to bind books, maybe. But none of you really have the. You can
right,
wrap
No.
let's get Ace stabilized.
I
Yeah,
thought
he
I
is
did
stabilized
that.
already.
So
Well, okay, let's
How much
wake him
HP
up.
do I have?
You're still basically unconscious, but you're going to sort of wake up and be capable of functioning in a little bit of time. You don't actually hear any commotion from anywhere. So it's not like... I mean, the explosion wasn't loud as such. It was just like
So
this...
much as a foosh.
Yes, whoosh! Suddenly all this ice comes out and hurts you all. So you're technically stable, and you kind of wake up a few minutes later. So technically you can function at this point, but not very much.
So how many hit points do I have? 1, 2?
Technically,
14.
technically 0 or 1. I will say 1 at the moment because you're just kind of stabled and you've rested and that's it. You're now on 1 and capable of doing stuff.
Okay, cool. Can I use a heal kit quick?
You can use the heal kit basically on yourself and everyone. Remember, you've all had a long rest, so that timer has been reset.
Okay,
cool.
I
So I
am now
can use one on me?
carrying the Book of Boom.
The book of
Wait, can I
Cold.
use one heal kit on all of us together collectively?
No, you have to use a heal kit charge once for each person.
Okay, and I have 23 uses?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Who all wants heals?
Me.
Yep. Get...
Okay, cool. How do I do the heals thing again?
I think you can
Click
just
on it.
click on the kits now, and I think it rolls the heal. I think.
Okay, we'll see. Heal kit for...
No, not the heal kits. The sorry, on the right-hand side of your sheet, you've got the healer trait or something.
Healing
Let me open it again. I thought I created it.
I remember
Alright.
it, so.
Healer. I've got healer.
Okay, click on that. See what happens.
Do.
Okay, first person. I mean,
On
everyone
top
could
of-
gain 8, or we could roll per person.
It's a 1d6, so you'd only be getting possibly 2 more.
I mean,
Well,
everyone.
that's worth it for me.
I'm good with it.
Hey, everyone, just take 8. It's going to be easier. This is how much he manages to
Okay.
achieve on everybody.
Well, he's restoring more than half his health.
Uthal, you want another one?
Is it 1 per or?
No, it's 1 per short rest, I believe. That's it. You
He'll be
can't.
down to 18 now. If he uses one more. Which is fine, I think.
You can't
Maybe.
use anymore. That's it. Until a short or long
Oh.
rest, none of you can benefit. None of you can benefit from these healing kits until your
Right.
next short or long rest.
Okay.
I'm ready to open this door.
Wait, let me percept it. I want to check things.
Can I stand
I
on the table
listen.
just in case? Hey.
I listen for any kind of sound, air moving, something scuttling, like something clanking and around. I listen for any kind of noise.
No, you don't hear anything.
No, fuck that. No, you paused.
Whoops.
Maybe I was just simply deciding.
No, I learned my lesson. Somebody else opened the fucking thing.
Okay.
No more goblin raids for me.
Yep, when you're ready, open the
Wait,
door.
detect magic maybe?
Too
Oh,
late,
right, hang
opening
on.
door.
You
Oh, fuck.
serious?
Okay, you opening the door?
Opening door.
It opens easily, and you're actually
fuck.
really surprised at what you see. It's actually kind of a bit weird. You see a room, which is fairly normal, but to the south of the room, the wall has just kind of broken away. Seems to have naturally just caved away. And beyond, you actually see a gloomy, but not completely gloomy. There are some mosses around the outsides giving some illumination. A gloomy, one might call it a grove of trees.
Don't move too far.
Oh, he is definitely nearby.
I want to go.
Do you
Okay.
want me to
Ace,
maybe?
do not move
Do you want
further
to
than
maybe
that.
wait 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Detect magic, guys. Just
Yeah.
hide in the room. 10 minutes now. Come on.
It's probably a good idea.
Ace, get in.
Guan!
Okay.
Guano,
I-
Imano, get in here.
I take the long way around. I'm in this time.
Okay. Right,
I'm
10
fine with
minutes.
that
Yeah,
ritual.
if everyone's willing to wait 10 minutes, then yeah, detect magic. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
10
is what you're
minutes
doing.
to pass. Yep.
Casting
Okay.
as a ritual doesn't mean that it means that
Whoa,
it doesn't
guys.
use up
We
any
didn't
spell
actually
slot.
pass
Yes.
10 minutes.
Correct.
That's ruining my immersion.
Okay, 10 minutes have passed. Now I'm back in the door.
Yeah.
My immersion.
And...
Okay.
What is magical? Actually, what's magical in the study first?
Okay, you actually look in the study and you can't see anything magical.
Now that we
Why
fucking burnt
my
it.
character not strange?
Jesus Christ, max stealth.
That is... You are...
This is the price you pay for having 0 hit points. It's you'll get stupid rolls in return from the gods.
So yes, you slip into the dim light.
Can I ride on Guan's back?
No.
No, that would rather hinder stealth.
Yeah, that would very much hinder stealth.
I'm just
I'm just gonna-
giant
okay,
monk
Malik,
tiptoeing,
so
and there's
with
just
detect-
a bard clung to him like, hey, is it safe?
Okay, Shorty, you don't detect magic anywhere except a couple of things here and there. Basically, the things we already know about that people are carrying that are magical.
Up to 30 feet away, so I can only see up to the.
Okay,
Oh,
as
okay,
you
yeah.
as you go into
Is
this
there anything up
grove,
ahead?
you see
I
that the
want to
whole
inspect the tree for food.
I mean, it's a random tree. It's like a kind of an oak type tree, so it's not actually a fruiting tree.
Does it have acorns?
Not at the moment, no. It looks like it's just growing. It doesn't look like it's a particularly healthy tree, but it is growing. The light in here is obviously just enough for it to grow, but not enough for it to be fully healthy.
I mean,
Can
at
I
my
run-
perception level, it's
No,
probably just
can I run a
fucking
survival
weird.
check to see
Hold
what
on, hold
kind
on,
of
stop
tree it
running.
is?
Shorty, go.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, if you don't want to do it. Shadow, go. Oh, okay, right. I didn't hear what you
Uh-oh.
said.
No, 'cause
Survival
I
check.
did
What's that for?
Guys, I see it. I see it.
Teddy,
Um,
I would
hang
like
on,
yeah, I
to
was-
run
hang
I was about
on,
to say.
survival
Shorty,
check.
Shorty, what are you doing survival check for?
Thank you. I would like to run a survival check to see what kind of trees they are. No, I'm afraid that they might be
Ants.
not friendly trees.
Okay, as far as you're concerned, with an 18, these are normal trees, although they are looking a little bit pale because, again, like most of the plants in this area, it's not true sunlight, so therefore they're not getting enough light, so they're a little bit kind of, a little bit off colour. But as far as you can tell, the trees are normal. You notice around the area as well, there are some shrubs and stuff like that dotted around. All of them are showing the same kind of thing. Just because this is something that's probably more important, Guan, yes, you do see a thing moving around. It's one of those twiggy things, and it's moving around in the
Yeah,
distance.
I see it too.
It's
I don't like it.
it's either ignoring you or hasn't seen you. Shadow,
Hang
you
on.
asked the question.
No, I was trying to get people to shut up because I noticed everyone was talking over each other and Shorty was trying to do a thing.
Okay, do you
And
any?
people were moving forward.
Yes, yeah. If everyone sort of slow down the moving a little bit until all the questions are done. Go on. Did you have anything more to say?
Eddie hasn't rolled stealth check.
Yeah. It's,
What? Stealth? Do you
Neither
want
is
to
Shorty,
stealth?
to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
he did.
'Cause-
Oh no, he didn't.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
Roll
Do you want
fucking
me to?
stealth. Yes.
Oh god.
I mean, to be fair,
Okay.
There we go.
see,
Wow, that's good.
Thank you.
Hold
Yes.
on, I'm doing it. Where's stealth?
I mean, it wasn't exactly agreed on by the whole party to do the stealth thing, so I didn't
Now's
know.
a good time. Now's a good time. Ace, you suck.
you
Well,
are ever
yeah.
so slightly
I'm a
worse
bard,
at
I'm
stealth than a
loud.
Just
fucking
hey,
7
stay
foot
back then,
gargantuan
because
giant.
you have the big melee guys. Let them move up front. Eh?
Yeah, the stealthy tanks.
I mean, actually, let the stealthy guy go first, buddy.
Okay, everyone make me a perception roll, please, and stop moving.
Okay.
Do I stop moving here or
Yes.
where I was last time? Okay. Perception.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't see shit.
God damn it,
I
people.
can't
Teddy,
see
get
shit,
12,
but I can
get
see
12.
one more shit than you can.
damn
You nearly had a nice 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, as far as I can see, nobody spots this before anything happens. Could you all roll initiative, please?
Oh fuck.
Remember to click on your token and then click on initiative.
Indeed.
Yay. Where were you on the perception tests?
Initiative is probably.
I'm still half asleep.
Decent.
Initiative. That
Hang on.
is.
Up top.
You've rolled a 13, and then a 10, and another 13.
Yeah, I've got an average day apparently.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
The first I guarantee the first attack is most likely going to be a 1.
I just got the opposite roll of Guan, so neat.
Awesome. Okay.
We have a middling group. What the fuck?
And then we
What?
Ah.
Twiggy.
Wiggy wiggy. Okay,
Oh,
please be
wait.
7.
And-
No,
and-
well, it was 7.
I mean, Gorn, could you... This doesn't reveal anything at all. Gorn, could you just move 1 square to the side? Just temporarily so I can click on
like that?
something. Yes. Okay, feel free to move back.
Okay, I was here. I was definitely here.
Really?
No,
Are you...
no,
You may be misremembering this, but I was definitely here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think that maybe not. I mean... Fuck's sake.
I mean, basically what you do then is just move it to where I'm currently standing and go, there! See?
Yeah, there. Right. Fuck's sake.
It's like, can you move, please? I need to click on the thing
I just need to click on the thing that's hidden underneath you. Fuck's sake.
that you clearly don't know is there.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a supersonic Twiggy.
Oh no. Sonic the Woodhog, get out of here.
Sonic the
Wait, what's
Woodhog.
the number 55 there?
Where did that 55 come from?
Oh yeah, that shouldn't be there.
Hang on, what?
This must be Area 55, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it is.
Ah.
I highlighted all the twig blights and moved them from the GM layer where they were hiding, and it just moved the 55 as well. Just ignore that.
I have no idea what the area is, so. Yeah.
God,
Exactly,
being
it doesn't
attacked
help
by
you.
math.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter. to
Or
me.
bingo.
No.
2 5s, 55. Oh god.
Oh, so in
B17.
this
I know-
case,
I know
who
what the
actually
bingo
goes first?
sheet is.
Because Guan and this.
Players normally go before monsters, except
But
in
it's a-
specific
it's a-
circumstances.
It's a nat 20, so.
Doesn't matter.
It's
As far
it's
as
a
I'm
nat 20,
concerned.
but it's got
Okay, okay, okay.
dexterity
Cool,
of
cool, cool,
12,
cool.
so
It's-
dexterity.
I'm not a big thing. The fact that they just appear, you did spot it, you basically step on it, and you're both like, ah! So you're both technically surprised by each other, but nothing really happens any different than normal. So go on. A twig is on your square. It's technically a tiny creature, I think, anyway. So it's a small plant actually. So
It's dead.
you can just kind of smack it or something. Who knows? What you gonna do?
Twiggy.
You
I mean, I think I'm gonna do the flurry and the blows.
You're gonna beat the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Imagine Baby Groot getting just ass whooped.
Hang on, why is my...
Smack, 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 smack.
I forgot to update my key points to know that I have 3. Hang on, just do that.
Okay.
There you go. Now I'm on 2. And smack it 3 times.
It's so dead.
It's like a triple boot to the head.
Boot. Boot. Oh, that
And
boot was
I
not
have
a
a
good
feeling it's
boot.
I mean, yeah,
Can
it's pretty dead. I
I
can't actually select it, so I'm gonna move you there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
We can just imagine you just kind of step down a couple times. It's like it turns up beneath you and you just go, stop, fucking move. Ah.
15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
You happy?
35, 40. There we go.
So you're hiding behind some of the structure. Cool. Okay. We have the twig blight next to Ace.
Uh-oh. This ain't gonna be good.
It moves out here because
Oh,
it can't attack around that corner very easily, and it claws at you. Does an 8 hit your AC?
If I
This is
say
the
no, will
base
you
10.
double check?
No, because your AC being below 10 would be virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
my
so-
AC is 15. Get wrecked, faggot.
Yeah, exactly. It's miles away. So it attacks you. It misses feebly. Farrien.
Oh.
Basically, all
Well-
these twig blights suddenly come out of nowhere. You get the impression that the one that's down here that was wandering around and didn't spot anybody is now aware that you are all there.
Save me.
You'll be fine.
I was
It's
about
a
to
weak thing.
say, they're fucking twig blights. You guys have fought. How many were in that room simultaneously? There's quite a few.
About
Yeah.
this many,
I-
if not
I-
Quite a
like
few.
2 more.
I just realised I could have moved another 10 feet, because I thought my movement was 30, not 40.
Yeah, you're a monk, man. You're not wearing any
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
anyways,
also
with my
did the
longbow, I'm
flurry
gonna
of
pop the
blows.
one that's next to Ace.
Actually, you did technically move 40.
Yeah, but I got the feat which allowed me to do flurry of blows, gives me 10 extra movement, so I can move
Oh,
50
apologies.
feet.
Fucking
Oh,
hell.
wow. I'm gonna go back all the way to the beginning.
Okay,
Ah!
you actually hit the thing and you do just enough damage to smash it. These things are
Wow,
not.
okay.
These are
Seriously,
not
it has
tough.
4 hit points.
Yeah, they've
A
always
boom
had 4 hit
headshot.
points.
It's been
Yeah, but
several.
it hit
It's been a
hard,
month,
that's what I
buddy.
remember.
We don't remember these things.
Well, it's
Yeah.
your
You don't,
choice.
I do. They hit
I
hard.
remember
The last,
playing
I was
against
worried
these.
Ace would have gotten one shot by that guy. Yeesh.
They are the effectiveness of glass cannons, except natural.
But they're not cannons. They're just glass.
Yeah.
Glass.
Except
Well,
they're
no, they're not
wood.
even glass. They're wood. That's the problem.
Do
They-
these trees give
They
cover
heard
of any
of glass
sort?
cannons and thought we can do that.
Okay, if you say that you're taking cover behind a tree, then it will give you half cover. They are fairly old trees. They've got quite broad trunks. So yes, you can stand up and take cover. You have to move diagonally down and to the left a bit, so you're literally on top of the tile that has the most tree in it.
Oh, okay. Because I just want to know if I can fire through it to the.
Yeah,
to that
if
guy.
you're hiding behind cover, you still get normal firing because you just kind of pop your head out, fire it, and
Oh,
jump
okay. I
up.
see the next guy.
But you know,
Cool.
you'd have to wait until your next turn to attack again.
All right, I'll move to about there, and yell out the directions of the two that I see in
Okay.
case there's anyone who can't see them. There we
Oh,
go.
that's cool. Okay,
End my turn. Thank you.
Uthal. You saw Guan stamp on a tree and then run away and hide behind some bricks.
Yep. And I'm going to do the mystical arts of boom, 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 boom.
The mystical art of charge straight at it and smack it one. Fucking
I
hell.
think he got
It's
it.
dead. It's dead.
I
It
mean,
turned into mist.
it's-
It's made of
it's-
wood and it was mist.
it's still somehow became mist as you hit it, even though it was made of wood. It's sawdust.
I did 4 times its health.
God, man.
Why do you have a chain axe?
Okay.
Move back towards us.
I was about to
You
say,
only
yeah,
get
if
20
you've
feet.
got a bit of movement left, are you going to do anything else?
Move back there. And that's about it.
Okay.
I
Ace,
got this.
the thing that attacked you and missed is now been shot and pinned up against the rock face. What are you going to do now?
Can I make it that far?
Can you make it what far?
To the guy.
30 feet of movement,
It's 30
it's,
feet of
35.
movement, so yeah, you would need 35 to get to it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, waiting a turn isn't that bad.
I mean,
what you
it
could do is
can't
you-
get to you, so.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, what you could do is you could stand next to Farrien and ready an action so that when it if it turns up, it will just get smacked by you.
I put on my pig costume.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's going to
Oh,
take a long
Christ.
time.
What? How's it gonna take its pair of pants at the top?
Each round is 6 seconds. When it comes round to your next turn, right, only 6 seconds will have passed. You will not have been able to put on a pig costume in 6 seconds, so it's going to take a while.
You doubt how fast I get dressed in the morning, sir.
Yeah.
We need to get.
There's no way of that fast.
We need to get Teddy a ring of army. Instant swap
I
out
just want to put on the
clothes.
pig costume. I got an instinctual feeling it'll come in handy.
It's you. I mean,
Big
if you
for
want to
trouble
burn
sleeper.
your turn and the next turn and probably the turn after that, like basically the rest of this combat, getting on a pig costume. I mean, I'm not going to turn around and say you
Fine, I
can't.
won't put on the pig costume.
Which costume are
just
you going to
gonna-
put on them?
The horse costume.
No, I'm gonna pull up my lute. I'm gonna play a sad song for poor Groot. Sad song for poor baby Groot. That was obliterated by a spastic
Well,
monk.
give us a performance skill check then.
Okay.
This is a-
I see the bard is started as he means to go on.
That's a good
Oh,
roll.
wow.
Yeah, that's a good
Fuck.
roll. Your ode to dead twig blight that you've somehow named Groot is quite heart moving. I mean, people can choose to not cry, but if you want to roll for, I don't know, willpower or something, so whether you're brought to tears, you can if you wish. Deception.
I shed a false tear, but then it becomes
Yeah,
real.
it's really obvious that it's really obvious that it was fake. Okie dokie, so are you going to do actually anything sensible?
It's like I can't even muster the effort to fucking fake a cry. It's like,
Barbarian cannot cry.
I think you guys missed the point. He said it does make you feel sad, but you can walk it off.
Yeah, basically you can like take a deep breath and no.
Oh, poor baby Groot. Guan
So,
like, oh man.
are you doing anything tactical in any way during your turn?
Can I cast
there we go.
intimidation
I'll
from this
flex
far?
it off.
You've never noticed these things actually suffer from any kind of morale type things. You get the impression they're just kind of rage machines. You don't think you can intimidate it. Plus, they've never responded to words before. You have to be able to have some kind of common ground to intimidate something.
Okay, then no, I'm done.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
okay.
sure Rule Hand just does the universe.
The Twig Blight, with its feeble movement, can't get there. Doesn't know you're there. Basically, it's just going to move its full movement.
It only has 20 movement?
Yeah, they're fucking slow.
See. Is that known for their particular sprinting skills?
Yeah, they're small plants
Okay.
that are made of twigs.
5, 10, 15. And punch. Punch.
The second one hits, and you knock it down on the ground, and its body's kind of cracked all the way down the side, and it stops moving.
Whee! Just because I can.
Literally minimum damage killed it.
Yep.
Christ.
I mean, it would have been hilarious if I crit with the second one, so then I got nat 1 maximum damage. Crit.
So since I still
damage.
have Detect Magic running, is there anything remotely magical in this area?
Nothing remotely magical about this area. Even the twig blights don't actually glow as magical. You'd expect walking bundles of twigs to be magical, but they're just...
There's a puppeteer
Anyway,
on the ceiling.
so bear with me a second. Everyone stop a second. You've just, after the silence of the fight's over, and the silence is restored to the area. Even though there's no wind down here, there's almost like a perceptible rustling in the leaves of the trees, as though something's disturbed them.
Definitely.
They do not start animating and getting angry, so don't worry about that.
I was about to say, I don't want to fight a fucking tree in.
I did a roll for that.
But
Damn it.
dryads are a thing.
But basically, yeah, you hear a voice calling out from further down to the south. I hear you up there. Come, I will not kill you or harm you. Come.
Hang on, I'm going to use my
He
advantage
sounds
charisma
trustworthy.
check to
Right.
do a
Insight?
persuasion.
Or persuasion.
Oh, I have -1. Oh no, not persuasion. What would be better? Deception. That's it.
Okay.
I still have a -1.
So what are you going to do to try and deceive someone? Stop moving, guys.
There's no one here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's about as unbelievable as you'd expect.
Why is it that an advantage?
Because you gave me the
Oh
the
shit,
spray
yes,
of-
I did.
Yeah.
Although you still rolled a 9 and an 8. Wow.
That's exactly why I did a charisma check despite having -1 charisma, purely because you
Because
gave
you do
me
have
24
advantage.
hours.
Yes,
of
no,
advantage.
good point.
It's also
I want to
this
try
guy.
this as well.
This guy goes. I hear you over there. He's off. No, you don't.
Yeah, you're unconvincing. What on earth are you doing, Uthal?
What?
I was going to do the same thing. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? What?
I don't know. Nobody knows what you're doing.
What?
You're just rolling rolls at this point.
So Uthal believes that that the other guy hasn't heard us because I said so.
You only got an 8. His saving throw was greater than your deception roll, so technically he doesn't believe you. Also, he can just choose not to believe since he knows you're all there, because he's one of you.
Here, can I roll for deception?
Hang
And
on.
go, no, really, we're not here.
Actually, something is
the
actually
bard
sensible
might be
to
able
do.
to do this.
Yeah. Re-stealthing.
Okay, stop moving. God damn it,
No.
people. Okay.
No.
I haven't moved at all. You
I
guys
know,
moved.
Farrien, I know. You call out, no we're not, or whatever it was, and he says, yes, very funny. No, come, no need to fight anymore, further death is unnecessary. Come, you'll not be harmed.
Can
Can
I
I roll
use
for
my
insight to
deception to
see-
call out, we're really not here?
Shorty, what did you say?
Can I roll for like insight or something to see if he's telling the truth about no more death is necessary?
Yeah, go for it.
My insight. I'm not proficient in insight though.
Yeah, just roll it
So-
anyway.
Look.
It sounds like he's being honest.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Right, bollocks, yes.
I have no reason to not believe him.
Are we able to move again?
Yeah, you can start moving again.
Okay, hold on. I want to do the deception thing. I want to shout out to him. It's me, your brother. I need money.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he's gonna get us killed.
Yeah, he's got
You
good
sure?
deception.
There isn't a reply. He's probably thinking, brother? No, it can't be. You sound.
So,
No,
no, you can't be. I don't have a brother.
but
He
he
sounds
seems
so familiar.
Yeah, but he suddenly, I doubt myself. I doubt the knowledge of my own family now.
He's fucking selling
Okay,
it really
well-
well. Jesus.
This actually looks like what the hell?
The voice
This
I
is
mean, it's
broadcast.
difficult because it's echoing a bit, but it feels like the voice is coming from down here somewhere.
Can I do a quick perception roll?
Go for it.
Uh-oh.
Don't say I was about to walk in there.
Okay, you look around and you don't see anything other than what you can see on the map: trees, rocks, shrubs, dirt.
You could always give me a holler and ask me what I see.
I mean,
I
Oh,
can see
no.
it too.
I mean, the only other thing you'd say is that you can hear there's some movement down to the southwest, I guess. But people can already see people down there.
I can't.
Some people can.
That's not good.
Okay.
That's not good at all.
I don't know what they are, but I can see them.
Okay.
I know what they are.
Uthal, I'll give you a buff.
So, okay, so all of you can see something. I'll describe what you can see. Through the ruins of what you're guessing was some kind of keep or something like that. For some reason, it was in a cave, but the whole place makes no sense to you anyway. You see a tree very different from any of the other trees that you've seen. It's twisted and gnarled. There are no leaves, and yet it seems to almost pulse with life. Question mark. It's got various kind of. You see, although it's made of wood, it's got things that look like fruit growing directly from the trunk, but kind of like big. Well, you'd almost call them like cysts. They look a bit. The whole thing fucking is creepy. Is what we're saying.
So it's a tree from Dark Souls.
It's sure, why not? I don't know. You also see two people standing here. The person that's closest, it looks a bit like a knight. He's got armor. He's got a sword. There's something very wrong with him. You can even tell from this distance. His skin looks like it's made from bark, and he's kind of standing there, half limp, like he's not all there, like he's hypnotized, but not. He's not standing there like a normal person would stand there. But other than that, he's not doing anything. That's him, yes.
Well, he's within 30 feet.
Okay.
Detect magic. Is he magical?
Ooh, yeah, there is something magical about him. All of him glows faintly of magic. All parts of him. Very faintly of magic.
Bark skin.
You think it's I would say because Farrien's a ranger and I think he can get barkskin as a spell. You're pretty sure that it's not a spell necessarily. You get the impression that it's not something like that. There's something about this like a transmutation thing. You're not sure exactly. You've never seen anything like it. The other thing that is definitely growing is his sword. His sword is definitely magical. Not sure exactly what kind of magic, or rather what the sword does, but the sword is definitely magical in some way. But yes, that's what he looks like. The person behind him is wrapped in furs. He's got a big, thick beard, and he's standing there pretty confidently, pretty arrogantly almost. And as you all kind of get into line of sight, he speaks up, and at this point you realise this guy, the closest one to the tree, is the one that's actually been speaking to you before. And he says, "Yes, come closer. No need for more fighting. Why have you come here?"
Uthal, charge him and punch him in the dick.
Well, no, he just asked the question. Ace, do the thing where you like talk to people.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this.
Oh, fuck.
I ask him who he is and why he is here.
I am Belek, you may have heard of me from the various minions that you have visited, but
Holy shit, that
no
works.
need. No need at all to worry about that. They were, well, there'll be more where they came from. They are not as important as the work that I am doing.
How
Why
did that
are you here?
work?
How did what work?
He asked you, who are you, what are you doing here? And then you ask, who are you, what are you doing here? And then he responds!
He's a bard, I don't fucking know. And what is your name, sir? Pointing at Ace.
Oh, okay, deception. Here we go.
Go for it.
Fuck!
You failed.
What is your deception? You should always say what you're going to try and lie about, and then you do the roll. That's the way it works.
My name is Ace. And he doesn't believe me.
Well, technically you're not lying, so the deception roll isn't needed.
Oh, okay, then I go with
And
Ace
Lord
Ventura.
Bigglesworth is
No,
four.
Detective.
you could try and pass it off as you're trying to lie about it.
No,
Like,
my
my
name
name
is
is
Ace
Ace.
Ventura, pet detective. I'm here for my gerbil.
Yes.
He accepts that, and he moves over to Uthal, who's kind of hiding out. He just accepts it. You get the impression, you don't even know whether he believed you or not. He didn't seem to. He's just kind of like, it was almost as if he asked as out of politeness rather than curiosity. Uthal, he moves his hand over to you and points at you and almost indicating to you to answer the same question.
I'm not gonna say a thing. Not.
Oh, come now. We can all be friends. We're going to spend a lot of time together in the future. Please, your name, sir.
Oh no, I'm fucking tensing up at that point. Oh no, I know the shit you're thinking of pulling. Not a fucking chance.
Is this what you say in character, or is this out of character?
This is our character. No.
He shakes his head and tuts, and he moves and points to Farrien, who also he seems to be able to see. And you, sir, in the back, what is your name?
Okay, one, out of character. Is it a human?
It looks like a human.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Two, in character. I'm not a sir. I am female.
And he squints and looks over and says, ah, yes. And your name?
Barbara
Human
Streisand.
spellcasters such as yourself need not know.
He shakes his head and tuts again, and he looks around, peering in the darkness, like he knows he needs to be looking for someone else, but can't quite lay his eyes on you. And the other, yes, the other one, somewhere, your name.
Barbara Streisand.
Sorry, I'm shy.
Are you actually saying that?
Yep.
Oh
I'm saying that here, by the way, Mel, when I'm moving.
Says, please come, no need for more violence. We can work together to better everybody. Come.
I'm imagining the shy anime girl trope right now.
Oh, fuck.
He's just like peeking around the corner, like dragging his finger up and down the wall.
If it would put your minds at rest, ask me anything. I will answer your questions before we get underway.
Do you actually
What
plan
the
to kill
hell?
us?
Okay. He said ask you anything. What the fuck is wrong with that tree?
This tree, oh, this beautiful, isn't it? Yes, this, they call it the Gulthius tree. It's a rather beautiful thing.
Oh,
You
no.
see, it's, although it looks dead, it lives with more life than anything that I have come across before. You see, as far as I have been able to tell, and this is the part where he gets, like, properly into telling his story. He looks quite energetic now. In many ages gone by, you see, the legend has it that a vampire was staked on this very spot beneath, and then from that grew this beautiful tree. Ah, yes, I see you. Yes, you're skulking around to the north. Hello.
Make rude hand gesture.
So yes, and then this tree grew, and its power and potential are vast. You see Sir Bradford here, and he indicates to the guy in armor. He has seen the light and has joined me in this quest to discover all of its powers and secrets. Isn't that right, Sir Bradford? Sir Bradford reacts in no way whatsoever. He just continues to stand there idly, kind of looking.
Drooling.
Not drooling.
Nice.
who just
Really
sat.
quietly, I whisper to Ace and Uthal, so that hopefully Belek can't hear. Guys, Sir Bradford, that's the guy that was captive with me.
Yeah,
So
you recognize this
that's not
guy.
the
He
same
did not
person.
have barky skin and a vacant expression when you saw him. He was quite defiant and normal sort of pink skin. So he's definitely changed quite a bit. Though his armor and the sword he had, at least the goblins came in and they had that equipment and he got sent down here. And he's been reunited with his equipment.
From what I can gather, by spending lots of time, I think he wants to turn us into Sir Bradfords. So let's be very careful now.
Please, if we are to work together and cooperate, please, if there's any other questions you have, then please, otherwise, come forward, and we can get all of this nastiness in the past.
How
Really
does
quickly, can I do a I don't know, would Farrien have come across anything like the Gulthias tree?
You have no
Gulthias
fucking
tree?
clue.
Nope.
No, okay.
Then, out of curiosity, why are you working on this tree?
Oh, but is it beautiful not? It is beautiful, and its potentials, the power it has, is vast. Oh, come, it will all make perfect sense once you join us. And he indicates for you to come forward again. He's quite insistent on this.
No.
How
no,
would Thunder
no.
Farrien has
affect
one
this
Mapping.
question.
Sorry. He turns around to where you are, Guan, and says, "Come, yes, join me."
No, I'm mapping currently. I'll be with you in a second.
It would all be so much easier if you were to simply submit. It'd be so much
Farrien
more
asks
useful.
him,
Okay,
what
I'm going
exactly
to.
No.
is he doing with like what is he using the tree for? What can it do?
Okay.
Hang on, are you asking him that?
Yes, I'm asking him that.
Oh, what can it not do? This.
Oh my fucking god! I need a zone of truth. Is asking.
It is potential to change everything. My colleagues, they were ignorant. They could not see the value of this work. But now I have more. I have you fine people to come to help. It's everything can seem so much better now. Honestly, there doesn't need to be any more foolishness.
Okay, can I ask now? What would Thunderwave do in this room?
What would Thunderwave do in this room?
Would it
I mean-
eviscerate that tree? Would the tree act like a lightning rod because it's kind of big and?
Let me have a little look.
Hello, tree things.
So,
I'm going to have a double check with Thunderwave. I think that it's a large enough area that Thunderwave isn't going to cause any detriment to you guys.
This is gonna be fucking awesome.
Oh, fuck's sake.
go on.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
Thunderwave.
out of character, so.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm saying this in character. Because I'm like.
Let me
my
finish
barbarian-
doing the Thunderwave thing for Teddy. Basically, it has to be sweeping out from you. So it's a 15-foot cube originating from where you are. So it's an area effect around you. And
Okay.
it's only just to give you an idea as to what it would be. It would literally only be that kind of area that would be affected.
Okay. Could I get close enough to him without him getting me? Do you think?
Well, he doesn't seem hostile, so.
You know what?
No,
Would I be able to
hold on.
cast?
Okay,
Can
Belek's ushering you forward, Guan.
Yeah.
And as you approach, Sir Bradford just kind of walks slightly sort of animatedly, if you know what I mean. Like his movements are a little bit exaggerated.
I'm looking at everyone else. Like, you know. I think you can guess.
I'm gonna move here, and then I'm gonna, like, in character, I'm gonna deduce something. I'm gonna actually use my character's intelligence, because he is an intelligent character. He doesn't
Okay.
know much about magic, but he can deduce things.
Okay,
So, deduction time.
right.
Sir Bradford, right? Testimony from Farrien says that, when Sir Bradford was here, he was quite vocal about not helping. He's moving around like he's dead. Now, I'm going to assume that like I know what an undead was.
Yeah,
Like, would
you've
run
seen
around.
plenty of undead recently.
So is he moving around like that? Like,
No.
At least vaguely.
No, but he's definitely...
Not
Pa-
right.
he-
He's not all there in the head. You would say that
Yeah.
he's acting very zombie-like, but not moving very zombie-like, if that makes any sense.
He's being
So-
puppeted.
I'm
Okay,
going to hang on. I'm just gonna. Can I just walk for? Hang on. Are you gonna actually say anything? Uthal,
I
or
am
are you
going to say
Okay.
something else.
Okay.
Say, yeah, go,
Still deductions, yeah. He has bark-like skin on him, but Farrien, according to Farrien, that's not bark skin, right?
correct.
The tree is pulsing
It's-
with undead life, and it was staked
it's-
from a vampire, if I'm not mistaken.
I'd like to say something right now
Go for it.
because I know where you're going. This thing is covered in little cysts type things.
Yeah, little.
Yeah. Are they vaguely human-sized?
No, actually. Although
No, you-
they're very fleshy, and some of them are very small, some of them are larger. So you assume that they start small and get big, so that you don't know what their maximum size would be.
Meanwhile, I'm actually okay. So I'm going to vocalize everything I've just said as a character.
Oh, basically about the fact that Sir Bradford wasn't like this before, and now he seems
Yeah.
to have changed in personality.
And then this is what else I'm going to say. In addition, you seem to be wanting us to get quite close to the tree, and the tree doesn't look quite right. That's not a normal tree that grew out of a vampire.
Oh, is it? No, it
influence
is
or
not.
something.
You are right. This is no mere tree. It's.
Which means.
Oh, but no, I assure you that your transformation was painless, and you will be happy to serve the tree as I and Sir Bradford are.
And that just cinched it. Yep, it's not him. It's the fucking tree.
I
Hang on,
got this.
I'd like to just go up to this guy
You touched the tree.
and ask. Could you
Do not go
please
near
read
that
this?
tree.
Could you please translate this book for me?
Oh no!
Bear in mind that this book is empty, but yes, you're gonna pretend that it's got something in it. It's like, yes, you found my little book. Yes, I was hoping that it might have dissuaded you, but I fear that you're probably not going to end the violence. I can sense it. What about you, Sir Bradford? What do you think? And Sir Bradford doesn't react in any way. You get the impression these two are actually very different. This human guy, Belek, he does not have barky skin. So your thought about there being controlled by the tree, maybe Sir Bradford. You don't know about Belek, though. I mean, he doesn't seem to be the same.
Either way.
No.
Either
'cause
way.
it feels
Belek
like
is using the tree to subvert Sir Bradford.
Either way, I've got this. Everyone, back it up.
Okay. Are you guys basically about to attack? Are you about to?
I'm about to
Cover
thunderwave
first.
the fucking
Or
shit
some
out
sort
of
of
this
cover.
thing.
I mean, I've been waiting for Uthal to get here for a while. You know.
Okay,
This
at
would be
this
fine.
point,
Guys,
even he is going to realize what's happening. So I think initiative
Guys,
is.
Guys, I want to thunderwave it so bad.
Well, when it comes to your initiative, Thunderwave is a possibility. Just don't hit your friends.
I got an idea. All
I'm
these
not awake
things
today.
will die to Thunderwave, and this thing might take a little damage from Thunderwave because it's a tree.
Actually, would we in theory get advantage to initiative because we're acting and they're reacting?
No, he's not. He doesn't seem to be stupid. He's been keeping an eye on you. You've noticed the twig blights have all started moving around. Sir Bradford's been, although behaving, what the fucking hell is? Although Sir Bradford is moving around his brain is clearly not functioning. He's been keeping an eye on things. They know that this violent group of adventurers are probably going to start a fight. So there's no surprise in either direction for this.
The twig
I had
blight
a really
somehow
good
rolled
thing
for Sir
planned out to
Bradford.
start this out.
Sorry.
I had Thunderstruck linked in chat with old-timey instruments, and I was going to pull up my lute, start playing it. I was going to turn and look at him and go, "You've been," and then cast it.
Christ.
Thunderstruck! It was going to be awesome.
You can still do it.
Yes, I can.
Oh no, there's more twig blights.
Yeah,
They're all to the north.
Of course they are.
Oh,
this is why I think Ace should be Thunderblight control.
And you, please get high, please get high, please get high. Oh! Fuck!
Oh, good.
That wasn't the twig blight either. It just says twig blight, but it wasn't the twig blight.
It was Bellic.
Fuck.
That's not good. I don't think you actually intended for that to happen.
I mean, I wanted him to get high, because if he was equal to Ace, I would have been immensely disappointed about this entire situation. Because he would have been dead in, like, round 1, I suspect. At least now he actually gets to cast, like, a spell or something. And then finally, we have this fella here, which you won't actually see what he... Fucking hell, okay.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. I know...
That actually makes sense in some ways, what that... no, that kind of makes sense, flukily. Okay.
It's the fucking tree.
Tree doesn't seem to be doing much. Its little cysts are kind of gently pulsing, and there's a few other little things, but it itself, its limbs aren't moving. They're just like normal trees. But again, the twig blights are also really difficult to spot as twig blights when they're not moving, so that doesn't really mean anything.
Ace.
Okay.
Under that tree.
Yeah.
You're allowed to use it on that tree. And twig
So, should I go?
Okay, 1 second.
How big is the AoE of Thunderwave?
It'll
15.
basically be, yeah, it's 15, so it'll be a 3x3 square centered on Ace.
I'm gonna wait for you
Wait,
guys.
centered on Ace?
Centered on Ace, it's self-targeted, yes. Everything around
It's
Ace.
like that.
No,
Basically, it'll be like that. It's like that. It's not
Y'all
15
gonna-
radius,
y'all wanna
it's
get the fuck
15...
back.
There we go.
That's 10.
Yeah, but think about it. It's okay. Let me do it this way.
Yeah.
There.
Y'all don't want to back it up.
It's basically that. So it's.
We don't actually see anything.
Really?
I do.
I
know where it's
I
going.
see that as well.
Why
Basic.
don't I see it?
So Ace, you've moved.
Oh,
You're not
there we go.
allowed to move until it's your
Oh,
initiative.
sorry.
Go back.
You were drawing there, so I got out of your way.
Yeah, basically what that squiggle was. Yeah, it's a 3x3 square because each square is 5, 3 is 15. So it covers 9 tiles effectively, centered on the person firing it. It doesn't affect the person firing it, but it affects anything and everything within that area.
Yeah. If
Okay.
you guys can hold him still, I can get between those two, and I can go fucking nuclear.
Right. Okay, guys. Belek and Kulket. Yep. You don't know who Kulket is. Don't worry, you'll see. First things first. You've kind of surrounded him a bit. So, okay. I know what Belek's going to do.
50 step.
Prepare for pain.
Why you guys-
Thunderwave, centered on him.
No! Oh, I'm not in range.
It's fine, yeah, it's fine. Con saves from Guan and Uthal, please.
Why?
I succeed.
Oh, okay, good. That's good.
What about you, Uthal?
Yes.
Okay, you both save, so you take 6 damage, 600 damage, and you are not pushed.
Woo.
It is very fucking loud. And
Hold on, my roll 20 fucked up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Does the tree take damage?
no, it's the thunder, the clap of thunder that occurs at the same. It rustles some of the twigs and the branches a little bit, but you'd imagine that would happen with a normal tree anyway. The force nearly pushes you back, but you know you're both tough people, so you can take it. The tree seems unconcerned, and so does Belek. Well, no, he doesn't seem concerned about the thunderclap. He seems concerned that neither of you got out of melee range of him. He's concerned about that. That's going to be him.
That's gonna be him dead next round.
It may very well be him dead next round, for fuck's sake,
Swear to God,
people.
if I don't get a thunderclap, a motherfucker, I'm gonna scream.
Oh my god, it's a frog!
It is a frog. It's a weird frog, and I just drew a weird red thing for no reason.
Quick, that square, focus it, focus it!
Can I move really quickly
Okay.
to just see it?
You can't move at all. Combat has
Aw.
started. You've got to wait for your turn,
Fine.
dude. Okay, this frog hops out from beneath a bundle of leaves. Bear in mind, this is quite a big frog. It's like it is a giant frog. And it hops forward to here, and it decides to try and bite Uthal.
What?
Yeah. Because it's there. You're there. You're trying to hurt its master. And it's at advantage because of Belek. You take 2 piercing damage. And you are grappled unless you manage a DC 11 escape. You can either escape with acrobatics or you can escape with athletics.
As in right now?
Yeah, we're immediately going to check to see if you manage to prevent yourself being grappled.
DC 11 or what again?
Either athletics or acrobatics. Your choice. Okay.
Yay.
It bites you. You take the 2 points of damage from the bite, and it tries to pull you into its mouth. You manage to wrestle it off you before and it doesn't manage to then actually do any further than that. You don't.
What's your next moving thing?
Okay. We have that twig blight, which is going to take fucking ages to get anywhere.
How the fuck does a frog do piercing damage? It's a frog. It'll probably gum me to death.
It's got teeth.
Teeth.
That's surprising.
Keepers.
Okay. And then we've got that twig blight.
No, you don't. He's not real.
Oh, damn it. Don't do that to me now, game. He tries to claw at you. Go on. 16, does that hit you?
Armor class 16 here.
It does unfortunately hit you. 5 piercing damage, please. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, you guys. Your hit points. I do keep forgetting you've got these hit points. Oh, man. Oh, this is not looking good.
I've got this.
This twig blight moves up to here and attacks Ace.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. And attacks Ace.
Fuck.
Does 12 hit you?
No, 15.
Okay. Sir Brafford. Sir Brafford recognizes that shit's gone down. Takes one look at Ace. Decides he doesn't really like Ace.
I'm so lovable.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't think so. And he's going to attack you.
You have the special thing.
Oh god.
Goodbye.
Two-handed longsword.
He's got 1 HP left. No, that's 0.
I'd like to point out for the teddy, you have the thing to cutting words him. So you could insult him.
Yeah, you could insult him to reduce the damage by a d6, or you could, yeah. That's your reaction.
For insult, okay, I need to reduce that damage.
Okay, click on. You should just click on the trait called Cutting Words that I put right near your healing thing. It should be Cutting Words.
Cutting words, yes.
Click it. Okay, so you reduce. So you only take 5 damage. You insult his mother. Or actually, no. What? How do you insult Sir Brafford?
You insult the tree.
I look to him and I say, "Nice longsword. Are you compensating for something?"
Ooh. Oh, you went there below the belt, quite literally. Okay, I only take 5 damage then.
Yep, down to 4.
Farrien, what are you
Please
gonna
save
do?
us.
Oh.
Even in his stupid state, a dick joke gets him down.
And I took one of the big bads out of this as well.
Yeah. I was really hoping we could get a short rest in after the fire blast, but you guys went on ahead, which is a shame.
Too late now.
Restrained with a spell to 26.
Talk over
It
people
gives
next
us
time.
a challenge.
It's definitely a fucking challenge.
I mean, if you guys die, I'm gonna start running, so I mean, yeah.
I think Ace probably
That's,
will if he can get away, but at this point, you're the only one who has a chance of getting away.
Who's the only one who hasn't attacked? 11. Probably that guy.
You can actually hover over the turn order, and it will highlight the creature whose initiative it belongs to.
Doesn't do it, so either that guy's
It
out of
does.
sight.
He's
or-
probably out of sight then.
Yeah, he is. Cool. Okay, that's handy. Possibly a little bit metagaming.
What's the
so
random
let's see.
frog though? Goddamn.
Okay.
Guan, burn your fucking key points.
Oh, he needs
I
to.
can only burn one key point.
Uthal is
Burn
just
as many of them
surrounded.
as you can. We are going to be in this for a long run.
Okay, well, I'll for right now just cast Hunter's Mark. It's not even necessary. Yeah, I'll just take a pot shot at this guy, because that guy is surrounding 2 different people right now.
He's giving advantage to from Sir Bradford to Ace, I guess.
Yeah. And Uthal, technically, but Uthal's just fucked around. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like surrounded on all sides. I really wish I could do some kind of sweeping attack.
Yeah, like a Thunderwave style thing.
Not even Thunderwave. I've got a fucking battle axe. I should be able to swing it around me.
Was that the Twig Blight you say, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah,
Twig
shatters the Twig Blight.
Awesome.
Anything else? You're going to move or do a bonus
Am
action?
I in cover right now?
Yes. Half cover, I would say.
Go up to the tower and shoot this zombie fucker.
Is there actually a way up
No,
the tower?
these
Or
are
higher?
ruins.
Okay.
They're just bits of fragment walls. They're nothing major.
Figures. Well,
What's
yeah,
that hiding in the
I'm-
wall up there,
I'm
Malik?
quite comfortable over here. Oh wait.
Okay, we have a Twig Blight. Okay, it's going to think to itself, what the hell?
Malik, what's hiding in the wall up there? I see that semicircle.
That's a
That
Twig
thing.
Blight, I believe.
Uthal! Are you going to
Yay.
rage? Are you going to rage by any chance?
Out of curiosity, if I were to take a healing pot, how much? Like, would that be a free action?
No, it's a bonus action if you drink something that's healing.
Bonus action. Crap. Okay.
It's officially an action, but I honestly think to myself, fuck that. I mean, just taking a swig with your one hand while you kick someone in the face, it's a bonus action.
And how much does a healing pot heal again?
2d4 plus 2?
Con mod.
Yeah.
Something. Some modifier.
2d4 plus 2.
Cool.
The biggest question is, can I survive 8? Christ, can I survive 8 damage?
You're going
it-
to need.
What are you going to
Is-
do
is-
with your
Need a bit
bonus
more.
action otherwise?
Well, if I like a raging, basically, that's literally the only other thing I can do. So if
Ah,
I
so
rage
rage,
this turn,
rage is
if
better
I
than
rage
potion.
this turn, can I survive until next turn?
If
Okay,
you've
if
got
you-
the bear totem, yes.
Okay, if you wish, because it does state clearly in the book that to drink a potion is an action, you could spend your action to drink and your bonus action to rage. But you won't get an attack then.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I need to get these attacks out the way because I basically need this like help me and Guan out.
Rage and then attack. If you have,
still
if
have
you've
still
got
endurance,
bear
right? You should be
totem,
fine.
then you'll be fine.
No, wait, you're not. Goliath.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So rage up.
Okay.
If I can get my fucking character sheet to work.
Go, Uthal, go.
Who to smack? If I smack the toad?
Smack the wizard.
Like, fuck.
You have advantage on the wizard, but you're at disadvantage because of flank.
The toad
No,
hits
there's
50,
no-
the wizard hits
no.
40s.
There's no
Okay, cool.
disadvantage because of being flanked. It's only an advantage to the flankers.
Excellent.
And he has
Smack
advantage
somebody,
because of
yo.
Guan anyway.
Yeah.
He's fucked.
Yeah, that definitely hits, and that's 15 damage.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh.
It hurt. It hurt, though.
He's probably at like 3 or 4.
You
hit points.
think that another swipe like that would definitely kill him?
Oh. So he's got 15
No,
hit points left.
let me thunderwave, you sons of bitches.
Fuck you.
Well, that
Is-
thunder
is-
wave.
My turn next.
That thunder wave would probably knock us unconscious.
Yeah,
If
don't
not-
do a thunder wave with friendlies in radius because that's
After
just
you guys
a
are done
dick.
hitting him, back off, because I want a fucking thunder
No,
wave.
killing him is more important. You deal with Sir Bradford and possibly that twig blight that's up there as well.
Ah!
Okay, go on.
Yay. Turn on advantage. Use a key point.
Are you gonna punch it? Are you gonna kick him to the face an awful lot by any
Yeah.
chance?
Kick to the face. Is he dead yet?
Ouch.
No.
Kick to the face. Is he dead yet?
Fucking hell.
Is he dead yet?
1 second. He uses... No, he doesn't. He's dead. Oh, he falls over anyway. You kick him and he falls over. The Sir Bradford and the frog kind of wince and cry out in pain.
Yeah.
Ooh, lifelink.
Should I kick him while he's down?
You think that that's probably about as down as he's going to get. But I'm going to be honest with you and say it's not going to do any more kicking him while he's down.
In that case, fuck you. I'm a drunken master.
Okay.
I don't get attacks of opportunity.
Oh, yes, you did pick Drunken Master. Sorry, remind
Yep.
me of the rule about the attacks of opportunity thing. Sorry.
When I use Flurry of Blows,
You don't get attacks.
I get I basically use Disengage. So
Yes. But there's some other limitation, but I know that it works. Yes, that
yeah,
works.
and
The
and I
Twig
get
Blight doesn't do anything.
three attacks. Oh no, I don't get. Oh, I normally get 3 attacks. What was the thing?
You punch once. You punch once. You can use your bonus action to punch
Also
once,
get
or
10
you
feet.
get that extra. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you've got one more punch, basically.
And punch to Sir Bradford. Well, it hits.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits.
And
I mean,
and
he's
as
got good armor, but yeah, you
Yeah.
managed to punch through.
And as I have 1 hit point left, fuck you. Okay, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There we go.
Hell, drunk.
Fuck.
So basically, you stagger drunkenly somehow faster than anyone else can move.
That's why the punch didn't do much. He kind of was like, "Rah," and then just kind of kept
Hold on.
fluttering out
Do you
after.
get 50 movement or 40 movement? Because you did the
Um,
extra bonus.
I'm 40 movement normal and then a plus 10 feet, so that's 50.
Ah,
Okay,
Yeah, he gets
So-
some weird stuff. Ace!
so I can move up by 1 square and still do my thing, right?
Correct. That would be the sensible thing to do.
hold
like
on. Is
live
it 10
shows.
feet or 15 feet?
It's basically, it's going to hit the 9 squares. The 3x3 squares.
All right. So, I turn to Sir Bradford, and I say to him, "You've been," and then I go ahead, I do this, and I say Thunderstruck.
And realize, oh shit, I forgot to put the description in.
I didn't put the description in because I'm lazy. Let me scroll up to see what the other Thunder Wave did. It's 2d8.
So roll it.
Yeah, 2d8, please.
And Danny needs to roll a
And then it's
Constitution
con
thing.
saves for the things. Yep. So 2d8. Okay.
Eh.
Whether the blight succeeds or not, it gets shattered. It doesn't even fucking matter. But Sir Bradford, he's gonna get the con save. He's gonna get the con save.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, of course he is. And
Well, he's
even
still been thunderstruck.
accidentally at advantage, he still fails.
Are you
Christ.
serious?
Yeah, he fails the con save, so he takes the full 13 damage.
Yeah,
And gets
like
flown.
even with advantage, he would
And
have
Okay.
how many feet? Is that 5 or 10 feet back?
10 feet, I believe.
10,
Thunder
yes, it
Wave.
is. So
Yeah,
he gets
10
knocked
feet.
10 feet back.
You been?
I wish there was a window.
Oh yeah, could smash through the window. Yes.
Yeah.
So after that, I decide to whip out my loot and start playing Thunderstruck.
Okay then, give me a performance roll.
I want to use
please,
this to buff the
please
morale
heal
of my
me.
teammates.
Or, I mean, yeah, you can do that, but you've still technically got a bonus action you can use.
He has Healing Word, right?
He has got Healing Word. That is correct.
So I should healing word my boy down there.
Yeah. Healing Wording a Bear-Tome Barbarian is basically double effective. 'Cause
It says
resistance
input
to
spell
everything.
value. It says input spell value just 1.
Technically, you do have level 2 spell slots. So, does it actually make a difference? I think it does, doesn't it? For healing.
Submitting
Yeah.
level 2. There you go, buddy.
Yes, you just add extra dice. Although, in fairness,
Did that actually add extra dice?
it did actually.
A D4, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It did 2d4.
Fuck, I could hear. I could
It's
heal
not
Guan with
efficient.
that thing from
It's
here.
not efficient, but it's quick and it's a bonus action and it's ranged. That's the only reason why Healing Word is even any good. It's a bonus action and it's ranged. Apart from that, it's shit. So
Yeah.
Uthal gains 7 hit points.
Which
That's better
is
than nothing.
which is for you is effectively double.
14.
So yeah.
Well, in a way, yes, in a
Yeah.
way.
I mean, he
I
gets
now
resistance to
technically
everything.
have 30 hit points.
Yes, yeah, depending on the day. Unless
Unless Unless this is psionic tree.
Yeah, unless the frog is the Hypnotoad, at which point you are fucked. You will stab yourself with your own axe. You still have
And then I play my lute with Thunderstruck.
Come on,
and a
performance roll, man.
drum. Okay.
I'm sorry, if you're going to play your lute, you're going to give me a performance roll. You're under pressure. You're just at the end of that explosion of thunder. You're half deaf yourself. I can understand that you're struggling with performance issues.
Well, I'm playing a drum and a lute at the same time, okay? It's hard, okay? I'm sorry.
I can understand that, especially since you're trying to strum the drum and beat the lute. Okay. Sometimes these things, they just come out worded correctly. Oh dear. Okay, a twig blight comes from around here.
Fuck!
Yeah. And it doesn't like you, so it claws at you. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
Okay.
15.
This twig blight.
Can I spin around and smack him with my lute?
That twig blight comes up here to within range of Uthal, and it attempts to slash at him at advantage because of Froggy McFrogface. Does a 13 hit you? Uthal.
I'm back.
Does a 13 hit you, Uthal?
Let's see.
It
15,
really
yes.
shouldn't.
Okay, it bounces off your burly pecs.
Yep.
Okay,
My pecs just
next
like
round. Belek the Outcast does nothing because he's laying on the floor perfectly still.
Possibly dead.
The frog takes the disengage action and fucks off down here.
Shoot the frog.
It seems to be
Sure.
considerably more bothered by the death of Belek, or at least the fatal wounding anyway. A twig blight moves around and sees Ace and attacks. Does a 21 hit you? If so, 5 hit points, please.
Oh, man.
Actually, why is that an advantage?
Yeah, redo that, sir.
The first roll was an
First roll was
9.
8.
So
11.
9. Does a
Yep, so
9
this
hit
is-
you?
No, a 9 does not.
Then it does not hit you.
Actually, it would have been 11. Either way, it still would have missed.
Yeah.
Another twig blight.
Another twig blight.
The one which was hugging me earlier.
Yes.
Swear to God, if they keep coming at me, I'm just gonna fucking... Can I Thunderwave again?
Uthal. Does 12 hit you? I don't think it does it?
Mm-mm.
Moving on. So Bradford managed to maintain his foot. He's shaking his head like he's in pain. It's the first you've seen him actually react in any way to this event. However, he presses on his attack and is going to move to here, and he's going to attack Uthal. Let me get rid of that. Don't need that one anymore. That's at advantage. He's going to slash at you, Uthal. Oh!
Oh!
Does a 14 damage. How does that help? Does that make you feel good?
Well,
mean-
it's reduced down to 7.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, 14
yeah.
to 7?
In a language, the Goliath. Go fuck
yeah.
yourself.
Oh my god, and you've then nullified the remaining 7.
Like, I imagine
So-
it just kind of like he hits it, and he expects it like to just kind of like start like going through the flesh, and it just kind of it goes through the skin and just kind of stops.
No,
And then I just kind of look at him and go fuck yourself.
he swipes at your head, doing a vicious overhead swing, and then for some reason there's a loud, rather pleasing donk.
Yeah,
as it hits your
basically.
dome.
Yeah, it just doesn't hurt your mighty pecs at all. You don't get the impression that he's phased one way or the other by your miraculous lack of injury. Farrien, what are you doing? On what?
Sir Bradford.
Sir Bradford. Okay.
Since he's already been damaged,
He has already been damaged. That Thunderwave knocked him good.
That means that Colossus Sphere would kick in.
Ooh, is it work on range targets?
Yep, it does. Sadly, probably miss. That's a shame. That means
Yes,
it's just
unfortunately a
like rolling for
10
target
definitely
mark.
does miss.
Shame.
Okay,
Alright, I'll just wait. That's it for me.
Uthal, you're suddenly surrounded by enemies again.
Take care of the twig blights. They're the ones getting the advantage.
Smash the easy ones.
Uthal.
I'm here.
Weren't briefly.
Just listening to family situation. If I go quite silent, people are yelling.
Okie dokie, no problem. Who are you hitting? And why is it an advantage?
Not advantage, sorry. I still would hit the 19.
Yes, the 19 is still a valid 19. The twig
Would
blight.
be hitting this one.
Yeah,
it's
you smash it.
Right, I'm gonna go silent now.
You're gonna what?
He's gonna go
Silent
silent.
yelling.
Okay,
Okay.
go on.
I have pre-measured this. 30 feet. And then
So you're gonna
final
drunkenly
key.
stagger back.
Yep. And key points.
Oh, fuck, you're gonna punch
To the head.
Bradford.
Boot to the head. Boot to the head. My god, that damage. And then go back again.
Fucking hell. That's hilarious. You punched him. The second boot to the head felled him down onto the ground.
Okay.
Technically,
Actually, in that case, if the second boot to the no, because
you've already
go
rolled
back.
him. You rolled him a bit
Yeah.
prematurely, perhaps.
Yeah,
Then again, the second one would
I-
have always been an 11, so
yeah.
not a big deal. Okay, Ace, you're now suddenly being accosted by twig blights.
Mm-hmm. Can I invite that last twig light down there to come join us?
Invite? You mean try and get into a range of another Thunderwave? You mean?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's busy trying to beat up Uthal and failing miserably.
Well, I raise my hands to the sky and I say, "Let there be light!"
Roll 2d8.
2d8, please.
Right. I keep forgetting.
It'd be cool because there's
Oh,
a
fuck.
because there's a monster
That's
now new.
enough, right? So,
Yeah.
as long as it hits.
Unless they save. They didn't have a save last time because it didn't matter. They
Good
still
point.
would have taken lethal damage. But if they save, then okay. One on the left first is going to do a con save. Success. Second one, success. So they
Fuck.
both survive.
Well, then I look
Okay,
at them
sweet.
and I pull out the Lucky Rapier and Dagger combo.
Okay. That will take up your bonus action if you're going to draw two weapons. One weapon could be free. Second one, it's going to require a bonus action to do that.
Okay, first I'm going to use the Rapier.
But you can't attack with it because you cast a spell.
Oh.
That spell was an action. So you
What about
can't.
the dagger?
No. That would still be an action. Your action was to cast a spell.
Oh, okay, and then okay. Pig costume?
That's gonna take multiple turns. You've used your action on this turn, so.
So I can go to about here'sies then, right?
If you want them to both get a free attack against you, yes, you can do that.
disengage.
Fuck.
And you can't disengage because that takes an action.
Okay.
It was very unlucky to.
Have a thunderwave that shit the bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fuck my mate. Arr.
At least you didn't get double ones.
That is true. But to be honest, these are so
What do I have that can
puny.
heal me? What can I heal myself with? Can I use mending on myself?
That's for inanimate objects with small damage.
Fuck, that's right. Alright, can I just eat a fucking heal kit?
No. That you need to do that out of combat. Healing kits do not work. I mean, you can healing word it yourself, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Scream at yourself to fucking man up.
Thunderwave is an action, right?
Correct. Healing word is a bonus action.
There you go.
Actually, no, you can't. Sorry, my mistake. The only time you can ever cast 2 spells in one turn is if one of them is a bonus action and a cantrip. Sorry, there's got to be a cantrip involved, basically. And unfortunately, neither of them are cantrips, so you can't cast 2 spells. Sorry.
I fucking hate you right now. Shit.
There's an official thing, that is. A lot of people don't realise it, but it is. Look, we'll just get over it, man. Just get your weapons ready for next turn.
Okay.
Get them ready for next turn.
Wow.
You
look at
waste
that.
it all.
You've just wasted it because none of it matters. It's
You said get them ready, so I clicked
yeah,
them.
ready, not actually attack. Right, you apeth. The first Twig Blight above you's turn is next. It attacks you. Does a 21 hit you?
No.
Yes, it
No.
does.
No.
2 damage.
No.
2 damage, bitch. Could have been worse. Minimum damage.
Shit. Come on, open up character sheet. There we go.
Keep it open all the time, man. Okay, the Twig Blight next to Uthal has a go. I think tries its luck. 7 against Uthal.
Misses.
Yeah. Okay. A frog.
Mr.
Nobody
Froggy.
chased the
That
frog, so
dagger
that
crits
disappears.
like a motherfucker, though, eh?
The second Twig Blight attacks Ace because it's there. 13.
Nope, doesn't hit.
No, yeah,
Does-
you've got
does
slightly
not
better
hit.
armor than that. You. Farrien, your turn again. You see Guan nipping in and out of combat, staggering around like he's drank too many shots. What are you gonna do? Oh, he's...
So the frog just straight up disappeared?
The
Oh.
frog disappeared down into a crevice at the bottom, and then
Oh,
it's
damn.
wriggled into a crevice somewhere, and you lost sight of it.
Damn, I should have shot it then. Quite sad about that.
What are you doing?
I am.
Tell you what you're doing before the dice roll happens. Come on. You can't
I'm
roll
gonna
the
go
dice
back
and
here.
decide what you're going to do, because otherwise,
I have not done that once. It's always been someone else doing that. so.
I'm not
It's
suggesting
don't
you
worry.
did.
I'm just
because I'll.
shoot this guy
Okay, cool.
right next to diagonal face and
That's fine.
pop him with my longbow.
Go for it. That's plenty. Thank you very much.
End of my turn.
What the fuck, Uthal? Damn it, Uthal. That makes no sense and is ultimately useless. Okay, Farrien, are you done?
Yep, that's all I can do on my turn. Well,
Uthal.
I guess I'll shift the hunter's mark, but there's no point in doing that. So yeah, end my turn.
I'm assuming you're attacking a Twig Blight. Well, that'll do it. You know you don't need to rage. Actually, I'm going to just get rid of him as well, because there's no point in him being on the board.
But the loot.
The loot's still there. There's just no point in him being there. He's dead.
So I can't eat his corpse to gain his power?
Well, you can do one of those things, and it isn't gaining his power. Gone.
Okay. Drunken idiot goes forward. Drunken idiot hit twice.
Well, the first one hits and does just enough damage. Well, actually does twice as much damage as is needed. Okay. I am going to call the combat.
Yay! I got hit to 1 hit point in the first round and then just went nuts instead.
That first round, I was thinking, well, fuck, removing that other enemy, which I did, and removing those other Twig Blights to balance this for only 4 people, might not have been enough. And you were all just like, and I was like, yeah. And I wasn't going to pull any blows, but I'm just like, shit, that's not good. But
I'm glad that I am actually on 1 hit point.
oh man,
I was on 1 hit point the entire fight, basically.
yes, that was interesting to say the least. Okay, a silence descends over the grove. The tree, for all of its thing, it's It seems to be moving to a kind of like almost as if there is wind, but there isn't. Apart from that, it doesn't seem to have done much. Everyone give me a perception roll, please. Bloody hell. I mean, Farrien's got enough perception to be able to notice. You notice that Sir Bradford is still breathing just.
Kill him.
Medical
No,
attention.
he was human, whatever
Yep.
he was.
Um,
move
I
up to
want to
him
loot
and
the
say-
dead boy's corpse who got Thunderwave just
but
like me.
he's staring
because-
blankly. Nothing's really. He's still what he was
Unresponsive?
before. But
Yeah.
he's
We should burn this tree down, guys, by the way, just to make sure nobody else gets shenanigan-y.
Oh, hang on. Firstly, take away this guy's sword, because I don't want him sitting up and hitting us.
Yeah, he dropped
Okay.
the sword once you felled him. It's Deddy's to pick up the sword. The sword is a beautiful sword. And
So the
as you,
party looted goes.
and you already know it's magical. So yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Shadow
put
is typing
Sir
in chat
Bradford's
that-
sword on the character loot. Who's gonna do the loot?
I'll do it. Okay, Shadow does it.
Shadow does
I
So
would like to
unorganized
pick
stuff.
through Bellic's loot.
You
I would
pick
like
through
to,
you pick through the loot. We need to do things with still conscious man.
I mean, he's vacant, off staring.
He's brain dead at this point. Let's pick loot.
Can I cast Detect Magic while everyone's doing the whole loopy shit?
Well, technically, your detect magic's probably still going. I mean, bear in mind the
Yeah.
combat only lasted what 3-4 rounds, and each one's 6 seconds, so it was less than half a minute, and the combat's over. So your
Yeah,
detect
but
magic is
I
still going.
did- Is it? Okay.
Oh yes, concentration, Hunter's Mark. Yes, no, fair point. Fair
Yes.
point. You can spend 10 minutes casting detect magic. That's no problem. While you're doing that, what are you doing, Stasis? Should I say Guan?
I'm going to inspect this man.
Sir Bradford or Bellic.
Yeah.
Sir Bradford is.
Well,
he looks exactly as he does before, but he's kind of semi-conscious like you would be normally if you'd been sent to 0 or less. But he's
Okay.
staring off into the air. He has that kind of vacant look in his eyes. He's not with you. He's exactly as he was before, just too injured to do anything.
Okay. This isn't the one of the guys we were looking for though.
No, it wasn't.
This isn't the brother or sister.
Nope.
I want to treat this man.
Give me a medicine check then.
Nice.
Ace will be with you in 1 second. I need to do something to this guy. I realize he just fell over. He's fallen over. Can I stick a knife in his throat and cut off his head quick?
You sick bastard.
Okay, your medicine
dagger.
check reveals that he's injured. He's not dying. There's something that's stabilizing him. You don't know what it is, but there's something stabilizing him. But he's definitely not there. You don't really know what's afflicting him at all. At some point, Farrien's detect magic happens. Farrien, now you're closer to the events. Sir Bradford is still faintly glowing with some sort of magic, some sort of transformation magic. You're not sure, it's very faint. But you also notice that the tree, now that you're close enough to the tree is definitely also magical. You have
Same magic.
no fucking clue. Definitely it's got some of the same kind of magic, but it's also got a lot of other shit going on in it. It's mostly transformation magic, but there's other stuff going on in there that you wouldn't even begin to understand.
I want to take this. I want to take this man out of this grove.
Okie dokie.
I don't suppose I could roll a survival or nature check to get some insight on
Give
the tree.
me a
I know
nature
it's
check.
mostly magical.
Give me a
but,
nature
you know.
check. There's enough natural stuff around here for you to be able to eliminate things. Not a great check. I mean, you know this tree is not a natural tree. It takes the form of a tree. Everyone give me a perception check at this point, now that you're all settled down. But yeah, your 14 doesn't reveal anything that you don't already know.
18. There we go.
Whoa! Farrien! Okay. You
I'm not
actually
paying attention.
notice, because you're looking at the tree, you actually notice that one of the cysts that are on there, at some point it's shriveled away and it's parted, like it's kind of dried up and it's split. And inside you can actually see something that looks remarkably like a very shiny apple.
Don't.
I reach forward with my dagger and I
Mhm.
see if I could cut it away from the tree.
It's pretty loose from the tree. Yes, you could easily remove it from the tree if you wanted.
I'll do that.
Why would you touch it?
Okay, nothing bad seems to happen from you removing this apple from the... This is from the trunk of the tree, not a branch. This is the trunk. And it's not an apple. There's no stalk, but it kind of looks like an apple. And it's very shiny and very perfect and even very sweet smelling.
Is
I'm
it
gonna
gold?
eat it.
What magic?
It's got... Again, it's got transmutation. Quite concentrated. Now, that's basically all you've got so far. Now remember, remember the goblins were selling apples to the villagers nearby.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's what that is.
So
yes, it is. We know this.
is this the same apple?
Eat it.
I mean, I don't know if my character has seen the apples beforehand.
You
so-
would have heard of the story of the goblins every year in the middle of summer,
Okay.
about this kind of time, within this kind of couple of week time, selling a single apple that's got massively powerful rejuvenative properties.
Oh, we feed it to the guy, he
Yeah.
gets cured, or we can keep it and sell it for a profit. That's our dilemma.
It isn't a computer game, buddy. I want to take this man out of this grove.
You're
now.
not sure whether this guy is... There's something more than just injury to this guy. This guy was wrong before you injured him. So yes,
I'm not
curing
gonna
his...
feed this apple to that guy.
Curing his...
That guy's got some other shit on with him. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, if this apple can cure the other shit, then yes, we're feeding it to him.
No,
Like
no.
what you say.
No. In that case, I
You don't
smash
know.
the apple underfoot. How's that?
I
What?
mean, in that case, that's a petty move, but sure.
You did the same thing to me before, remember? Did you just forget that?
You clearly didn't.
Calm down, both of you. Jeez.
See, jeez, just
It's
why does
kind
it
of
always
part
have
of
to...
my character as well,
Just
remember?
don't... Just bringing up old things does not actually help in any way, shape, or form. It just pisses everybody off and upsets people. Or both.
You just say fuck what I want to... Fuck anything that I say. How are you expecting to react to that, Stasis?
He
Come
didn't
on,
say
man.
that at all. You've got something valuable, whether it be evil or not. There's no point just destroying it on a whim.
I said I would smash it underfoot.
Either
Semantics.
way, can I get to cutting off this dude's head? Because I really need to make a purse out of it.
Right, I can talk now. First of all, fuck you all of you for not looking at chat. And
I
I mean
did
all
see
party
that.
members.
I did see that, but you didn't say anything other than before you eat that.
There was no acknowledgement that anyone had actually read what I said.
Okay,
so-
Shadow, what is it that you want to say?
Right. Can you say the description of the tree again?
Okay, it looks broadly like a tree, but very soon you realise it's not a proper tree. It is gnarly, but it's dead. There are no leaves. There's no evidence of it ever having grown leaves. Its trunk is covered in these kind of fleshy, pale cysts of varying sizes. One of them had got inside of it this apple that's now been found, which surprisingly looks like the description that the villagers gave. It sways as though there is wind, but there is no wind. You're in a cave. It's glowing magically about a lot of weird things that aren't fully easy to describe, but there's definitely a part of it is a similar kind of transmutation magic to what Sir Bradford is glowing with right now. And his skin, the barky texture of his skin is almost identical to the barky texture of this Gulthius tree.
Okay.
My
So-
guess would be that he tried to cut out one of the apples for some reason, ate it, and it fucked him up because it wasn't right.
No, it doesn't feel like that.
What do you think, Shadow?
What I'm thinking, is that I regret reading up on things literally fucking yesterday. Because out of character, I know what this tree is, but I didn't read that much. I knew its combat stats and that's it. As for what it is, using information in character, this was a tree that came about. What did the mage?
Bellex claimed that at this very spot, millennia ago, a vampire was staked, and the tree grew up from that spot.
Okay, so it's a tree that has grown basically through a vampire. So it has some sort of unholy, undead energy, which is why it probably looks dead. That makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is that it's giving life, like healing fruit. That feels wrong. That feels very wrong.
But people have been consuming it above ground, right?
For years, and none of them have.
Yeah, it's all just rejuvenative and
Yeah.
no curse, no nothing afterwards.
I'd just like to point something out. Necromancy is also the resurrection of the dead, not just the control.
Correct.
So, you know.
It's anything to do with the dead, whether it be for good or ill.
Yeah, magic is magic. It don't have to be good or bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And crashed.
Yeah, it crashed.
Roll 20 has been really, really weird today.
Yeah. But again, it just feels wrong. Okay, maybe the fruit isn't wrong, but the tree itself
I mean,
is
I
definitely
really wish we
wrong.
had a whiz.
Yeah.
This would be a good time for a druid.
Yeah, it
For
would
a
be a
druid.
good time
Well,
for
you
it.
killed the druid. You killed the druid. Belek is
Yeah.
dead.
It would be a good time for a sane druid.
Well, yes, a sane druid. He definitely was a little bit unhinged.
I want to cut off his head.
Okay, give
Speaking
me...
of unhinged,
Does anybody have any... Okay, give me an Arcana check, someone. I know none of you are actually wizards, but you all have a little bit of knowledge of Arcana at the basic level. Bloody hell, people.
Uthal, come on.
Uthal, you're our last hope. Oh my god, you get second highest.
With a 9. Yeah, none of you really have any idea. Ace, you are proficient with medicine, aren't you?
Yeah.
I
want to cut off the dead guy's head.
Okay, do you attempt while everybody's here to cut off the dead man's? Okay, the dead man's head. Are you talking about Belek or the not dead Sir Bradford?
Oh, Belek.
You want to cut off Belek's head?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, does anyone bat an eyelid of him trying to decapitate the dead evil
I
druid?
mean, yes, I bat an eyelid, but I don't stop him.
Okay, fair enough.
Should I do a quick
If a
search of
man's
his body
cutting off
for
another man's
anything?
head, you don't tend to get between that shit.
Okie dokie.
I feel very uncomfortable about that.
Could I
Belek
do a
has-
quick search of his body before it's, you know?
Yeah,
dismembered?
Belek has a key. He has 3 potions of healing. You recognize the healing potions because they're very, very common. You can spot them immediately. 3 potions of healing. He's also got 2 vials of something else. I would say you will recognize these as a kind of antitoxin. So if you've been poisoned or something, this would probably be the sort of thing that would help toward curing that. And he has a wand of entangle. Is this being added to the party loot?
Wand of Entangle?
A wand of entangle.
Right,
You recognize it because of the shape of it. It's got a command word written on it.
Okay, let's loot.
Okay.
Key.
Okay, a key. 3 potions of healing. 2 vials of what you believe are antitoxin. A wand of entangle. And he also has a gold signet ring
I want it.
Nope.
with
What's on
the
the ring?
Party loot.
it's the family crest of the brother and sister.
Ah.
You now have 2 of them.
Yep, they're dead.
Maybe
Or
not.
are they trees?
Well, bear in mind you've never actually found their bodies.
Yeah. They may be slightly wooden, but
Well,
How big
okay.
is the tree?
It's a good 25 feet tall, 30 feet tall, something like that.
is the dirt near the tree disturbed?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty heavily disturbed. Like someone's been digging
just
and
a battle,
burying and various. No, it definitely was not the battle.
Oh, okay, cool.
In that case, Uthal is going to very tentatively, and I'm going to ready an action in case this fucking tree moves. Because, like, not like even in character, like I am so fucking unsettled by this thing. This is not. It feels like wrong. This is just wrong. It should not be.
This is a very wrong tree. You don't have to have any intelligence or wisdom or anything to know that this tree is very wrong.
I like the
Ace,
three
where the fuck
things.
are you going?
Ah, sorry, I wandered away.
I like that 3 things we really could do with. We don't have any.
Yeah.
A druid, a priest, or a paladin. Like, we could do with any of these right now.
Yeah, the other team has all 3 of those.
Yes.
I think. Do they have a paladin? Oh no, maybe they don't have a paladin.
Not a paladin.
But they've got the other 2.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing at the base of this tree?
I'm gonna start digging up the soil.
Okay. It doesn't take you long to find a very large cyst that has been growing underground, lightly covered by soil. It's
Be right
about
back real quick, guys.
medium-sized.
As in creature, medium.
Person-sized, yes.
I'm gonna.
Well.
I'm gonna kind of. How do I do this?
Farrien
Put it
backs
in
back
line.
off and puts the apple in her bag for now. Oh, yeah.
I go to move Mr. Guy over into a corner to make sure that he
Yeah,
doesn't get hurt.
I'm gonna cut the cyst with my battle axe and then like dodge back
Okay.
in case it sprays anything.
It's not particularly fragile, but it's also not got anything compared to a battle axe. So yeah, you cut at the cyst. It opens up and a load of kind of clear, semi-clear, white liquid kind of oozes out, and you are presented with what looks like a corpse inside. Some woman. You don't recognize her, but she's kind of like either dead or unconscious inside this liquid. Her skin looks like it's kind of halfway bark, halfway flesh.
That explains it.
The tree sways more violently as you do this, and it kind of groans. It sounds like the bark groans, but it kind of almost feels like it's crying out in some way.
Right, that explains what it does. In character. Right, this was a tree from a vampire. Vampires feed on human life. Now, not correct. Not completely correct. I might be wrong. But, obviously, that's a corpse. And it's beneath the tree, and it's been surrounded by the cyst. I have a feeling that it's actually taking the life from people that are buried or put near the tree to make the apples.
Yeah, I got that same idea.
Hmm.
Anyway, how many people were captured?
As far as you're aware of, there were 3, including Farrien.
Okay.
Okay, I want to heal up.
Yeah.
And then I want to cut the tree down.
Firstly, I want to dig up all disturbed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I'm
yeah.
thinking I want to be healed up because the tree started swaying a lot more violently when I cut open one.
Yeah.
If it starts attacking us with
Ace.
several,
Yeah.
Ace, if this tree starts moving properly, thunder wave, because thunder wave or thunder is very good on structures and wood.
Can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we healing first or no?
Yes, we're healing first.
Yeah. A long rest, I assume, guys.
Short
Next
rest.
to the tree or?
Short rest next to the
I mean,
tree.
the tree has reacted to things, but it's never. None of its limbs have animated. It seems like it reacts, but it can't really act. If you know what I mean.
So I click short or long rest.
But before we do that, I'm gonna very quickly tie up both of the corpses. Well, both
I took
the
the one's
both of the
head.
people. Okay, still gonna tie it up. This is a fucking vampire undead tree with is sucking the life out of people. I'm taking nothing for granted.
Okay, so you tie up Bradford, you tie up Bellick's headless
Bradley,
corpse.
Brandon, whatever.
What about the woman in the cyst that's half drained now?
Do I
Pull
want to
her
risk
out.
putting my hand in there?
I'll risk putting my hand in there.
You've got 1 hit point. Don't bother.
I-
Says the guy
yes.
with 1 HP.
Yes, I have 1 hit point. This is the point.
Okay.
I'm
The liquid feels very goopy, like a kind of tree sap, but it's clear and cold, very, very cold, even colder than the stone around. But other than that, doesn't do anything horrible. She's kind of attached. A lot of her body is attached through threads, but they're dead easy to sever. If you want to sever all the threads and pull her out of this cyst, you can.
Yes, please.
Okay, you do so, and partway through severing them, basically, what you didn't realize that her body was quite stiff before, but now it just kind of goes limp, and that's it.
I take her head.
You finish
No, you
severing
don't.
the threads, and that's it. You pull her out, and she is dead.
Now can I take her head?
No.
Wait, was she
No.
alive before?
You take
No,
another head.
she
behind
did. She
the
did
heels.
not seem to be alive. She just seemed to be being supported inside the cyst. Now, she's
Oh.
never been alive, as far as you can tell. She was just
Okay.
inside, slowly being made into some kind of weird, barky thing.
I'll do a
Okay.
quick investigation on all the bodies while they rest.
Well, Belek is just a regular headless human, wearing
He's your average
furs.
run-of-the-mill,
Yeah, he's your average run-of-the-mill that you meet every day, headless person.
Yep.
So Bradford is also a human. He's wearing armor. He's currently tied up. He seems to have that.
Uncommon though. He does have a head.
He does have a head. His eyes are
For now.
open, but he's just staring blankly, like he was when in the middle of the fight. He just doesn't seem to be all there. But he is stable somehow. Even you're not sure how, but he is. And then the woman that's got pulled out of the cyst that was underground, that's just a dead corpse that's kind of half barky skinned. But that's about it.
Can I at least take one of her fingers for a trophy?
No.
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 Y'all never
What?
let me have any
Actually,
fun.
what alignment are you, Teddy?
I don't remember. I just want to start collecting heads all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Check your fucking alignment.
Either way, I'm pretty sure the rest of the party would stop you, and at this point, I'm pretty sure they'd succeed.
So there's no way I could tempt out the toad that went that way?
Okay, you're not exactly sure where the toad frog thing went. There are various fissures in the walls, just like there are everywhere, that the twig blights can definitely fit through. And you're guessing the frog probably managed it, because although it's even though it's a medium creature like a human, it's a lot slimier and a lot easier for its
Squidgier.
body to squish. Yeah, it's an amphibian, for goodness sakes.
Alright,
Okay.
well-
So we
Rest.
resting up now.
Okay, long rest then.
Oh, long rest, okay.
Well, that's the way you're going to heal. You can't heal with a short rest unless you do well. I mean,
hit
Ace
dice.
could do a song of rest, but
Hit
yeah.
dice.
And yes, you could do hit dice. That's a good point. But either way, are you doing long rest or short rest? I think people.
I just clicked long rest.
I was
I
about
think
to say,
everyone's just on long rest, so long rest.
nothing happens during the long rest, so you're all right.
Okay.
Cool.
Start digging.
Yeah, let's start like with me and who the fuck just literally just went to go map, didn't you?
My alignment is neutral good, apparently. I should put that to neutral.
True neutral. You don't give a shit about anybody or anything. Wow.
Is that kind of boring though?
Yeah, they are. They are.
No, because it means I can do whatever the fuck.
It means that you have
No,
no opportunity
Yeah, but like
to
the thing
do
is,
stuff.
anyway,
Doing
you
whatever
could
the
just
fuck
as
is
easily
chaotic.
slaughter a baby as you could feed orphans.
To be honest, doing whatever you want would be something like chaotic neutral.
Yeah, that'd probably be what I am. At heart, really.
Okay, well, you can look at changing your alignment later. Now, in the middle of an adventure, is probably not the best time to be doing so.
Okay.
He was a good guy 3 minutes ago. Now he's just collecting heads. What the fuck?
Exactly. This is something that changes through time. Okay.
Or going near the tree.
You start digging around the base of the tree. I think that's what you were saying you were wanting to do, wasn't it?
Yep.
Basically, you find a couple of other cysts, and none of them are particularly large except one other, and it's very similar to the other one. You find another person inside of it, dead again. This looks like just a guy. You don't recognize the person. Looks kind of similar-ish to the woman you pulled out in a way.
Do they have ring
Brother and
indentations on their
sister.
fingers?
They could be brother and sister. They certainly could be.
Do they have ring indentations on their fingers?
I'm going to say no. But it was a good question. It was a very good question. But I have to say, no, they don't.
Would I recognize them as Talgan and Charlotte?
Yes, you do.
Finally.
And they are the people that we're supposed to be.
They, according to what Farrien saw them coming down. Yes, these are the two.
This is why I did the investigation, so that I could recognize them. But never mind. Had to name them.
So wait, hang on a
specifically,
second.
I
Why
guess.
the hell didn't we recognize them?
Because you've never
You guys
seen them
never saw
before.
them. I did, and that's why I did the investigation. But apparently, I need to name them.
Apologies, I had briefly, when you said that, I hadn't thought to myself, oh, hang on a second, yes, you were, because that's something I had to write into the plot, because you replaced another character that would have been in that cage,
cool.
so it's just to introduce you into the story.
Reminders help, I guess.
Yeah, you do recognize these two, and they are dead.
Good job, Xylophone.
Poor things. Oh well.
Don't worry, we're in a D&D world.
Okay,
Death
so
isn't really bad.
what about the rest of the small cysts? Could I poke one with an arrow? See what falls out?
You can. All the other ones are just empty. They have nothing inside of them, but it looks like they may, once they get to a certain size, they could probably accept more bodies in them, who knows, or people. You're not even sure whether these people got put in while they were alive or dead. You don't know.
Can I collect a sample of the
We're
root?
dragging all the corpses away.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was only one other, so that was just two corpses in cysts under the ground.
Uthal's going to stand here, right? And I'm going to... I am incredibly pissed off.
Chopping
This
a
is
tree down.
unnatural. This thing is just really freaking me out. I am going to butcher this fucking thing.
Okay, you don't even need to roll an attack, really, on this thing. There's no time pressure at this point. Even if you swing badly and get the angle wrong, it doesn't matter. The tree seems to scream out as you start to chop at it. It moves and sways a lot, but makes no action to either get away or attack.
Hey, do you have any kind of calming spells?
I have sleep.
Okay, before we go any further, does anybody intervene with Uthal chopping a tree down?
I would like to take a sample of the root.
You can do that quite easily. He's only chopping it down at the base. The roots are dead easy. You can take if you want.
Okay.
Uthal, after a good few,
yes?
there are no other apples or anything like that in the cysts.
Could I get a sapling?
That's what I'm doing with the root.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
You said
Okay.
the root, so I'm not sure.
As you cut away the root sample, you get the separate root, and I'll come to Uthal in a minute because he's chopping away. You notice it goes soft, and then it dries out, and then it kind of withers into a black little thing. It seems to, the moment you separate it from the rest of the tree, it seems to just wither into a black nothing. There's
Can I try dousing it in the sap quick?
oh, you mean the stuff out of the cysts?
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. The moment
Okay,
you separate from the tree,
What about taking a jar of that sap, because it seems to have unique proponents?
Do you have a vial or a jar on you?
I have...
While you have a little look for that, Uthal, you complete your chopping of the tree. The wood is not very hard. It's quite dry. It's not particularly heavy, so it doesn't take too long. And fuck's sake, you're a barbarian. You know how to use an axe. This is a tree. It doesn't really stand up much to your swinging. And
1 + 1 = dead tree.
yeah, basically, you chop the tree down. The final swing, it starts to topple over once you're about 2/3 of the way through the trunk. It topples over the other way. You're like, oh yeah, I never really thought about which way it was going to fall. Thankfully, it falls away from the group. It splits all the way open. It looks like the core of the tree was full of like a black oily liquid, something vile. And the moment it severs and splinters away, the top half of the tree just sort of dries out, goes black, and just withers, just like the root did when it separated.
The bottom part, the wither.
It takes a little moment longer to do so, but it does so.
Cool. I'm going to keep hacking at the tree because I'm incredibly pissed off. I'm getting all my fucking frustration out.
Yeah, you basically destroy the tree. Sir Bradford takes a gasp at the moment the tree dies and then dies.
Farrien, do you have
a vial? No.
No.
Well, Rail probably might have had one. Oh, I wonder what happens to stuff that Rail had on him.
It stayed on him. His character is still alive. He just left because the player left. You don't get
Yeah,
to
but like the
loot his
party,
body.
that stuff would be shared out.
Actually,
the way.
wasn't there some? There was something on him, wasn't there?
Could I
Nothing
fill
of
my
plot
pig
importance.
costume's hat, like the pig mask? Could I fill that with use it like a sack for the sap?
You're literally just going.
You're
matching
basically,
on.
you can't really collect any liquids very easily.
Dang.
Okay, I do have an empty water skin, but I'm not gonna fill that up with this shit.
Yeah, I don't blame
Not
you.
when I don't. Well, can I do any? Can
There we go.
Can I see if I can understand the properties of the inner core
You
sap of
have
this tree?
no idea. It looks like a kind of oily substance, black
Too
oily
ugly.
substance.
Dead
You can give me a roll, a nature check, maybe. Maybe, or arcane. Arcane or nature, whichever one you want, whichever's highest.
That was
You
high.
have no idea. You imagine it's the equivalent of sap for this tree, but it's not like any sap you've ever seen.
Tree blood. Okay.
But
Okay.
it makes sense because it is the technically the corpse of a vampire, which the tree grew into.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see any evidence of it having any kind of physical humanoid structure inside the tree. I mean, you've chopped it up pretty fucking damn good. You would have probably found something, unless
but
it's
the thing is,
very deep.
It
It's a
wasn't.
vampire.
It wasn't the corpse that grew into the tree. It was the stake, so we wouldn't see a body of sorts.
Bellic never specified whether or not the vampire was then left here, but yes, he did suggest that a vampire was staked at this spot. So yes, in theory, both the stake and the vampire might have been moved elsewhere, and the tree just grew. You don't really know for certain.
I mean,
It's unimportant.
it's a vampire. It turns into dust when it dies.
Actually, he
It-
did say that a vampire was stake here, and the stake turned into a tree, if I'm not mistaken.
He also said
believe
that he
he
didn't
said-
mean you any harm when he was threatening to turn you into wood zombies. But you know,
I don't know.
Anyway,
He seemed quite fanatic in talking about the fucking.
God,
oh yeah, he was
hold
excited
on,
about
hold
talking
on.
about the tree.
Hold on.
Yeah, so he could have been telling the.
Let me just ask his head real quick. We'll see if he knows.
I'm literally just going to walk
So,
away. 'cause-
okay guys, listen
okay.
up guys. Do you have any specific questions or things you want to do in game that don't involve body parts?
I would like to double
I
back
mean,
to
they
the
take-
study and
I
do. And
You
do
want
a
to examine
nature
the
check.
study?
Yes, because there were plants there, and I want to check out the plants specifically.
Okay,
If any
none of
them
the
were
plants in the study were of any real herbal benefit. It looks like they were most of the time very much like the plants you would have like in an office or something. They were decorative to make him feel a little bit more at home. They don't have any worth. The books are genuinely all just notes that he's taken about the growth of certain plants. So notes about cycles of cross-pollination of different herbs and stuff. None of them are actually written about the Gulthus tree at all. Strangely enough, it's not mentioned in any of the books that are along the shelves.
Any in their own little pot?
Anything what, sorry?
Any potted plants?
They're all just growing in the soil that's on the ground.
As in, like they you said that you mentioned that there was some on the desk themselves.
It was literally, there's a bunch of soil that's been packed together, and a plant is growing out of it. It's like the plant's roots are holding the soil together, and it's just on the desk.
Oh,
He doesn't seem to have access, you're assuming, to pots you don't know. But there's no pots of any kind that you can see.
What's the
Um,
plant
shame.
look like?
Okay, Stasis, you were saying something earlier.
It technically involves body parts, but it involves the
But
whole
in a
body part.
sensible
Yeah.
way, yes, okay.
Yes, but I would like to carry the 3 dead, people. Not including Bellic, because Bellic is a Bellic.
Bellic, fuck Bellic, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bellic's
basically,
Bellic.
you're talking about Sir Bradford,
And the
and
siblings.
Yeah,
the
I'll double back and help with that.
okay.
That's why I'm still over here.
So
Well,
what
no,
about you, Shadow?
The only reason I turned up was because everyone was moving over here.
Yeah.
Like I'm technically staying with you because you're moving the body. So
Okay, so what about you, Shadow? Apart from helping Guan carry the 3 adventures that you found, what are you doing?
there's not really much for me to do. There's we've done everything here unless we fancy looking around some more.
The chasm's still that to do.
Yeah, the chasm
but
is still
I,
there.
I don't really care about doing the chasm. I just want to get these bodies out.
But here's my thinking. Here's what's kind of disturbing me. Where the fuck does that chasm lead? Because yeah, it goes to the other side, but where the fuck? Because I thought the chasm led to the other side here. But having looked through this cave thing, it doesn't. So where the fuck does that lead?
I'm pretty sure this place, I think, leads to the Underdark. So
Oh god.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Everyone stop moving a second.
If this was the place, if this was the castle of a vampire, it does kind of make sense.
Like where we fought the rat guy, I think that's the way down to the Underdark. So
yeah, about there-ish.
yeah.
Oh,
So it makes sense.
Ah, I see everything.
You see nothing.
You were lucky I didn't stop moving.
Okay.
Is there actually anything out there?
No.
Just... Okay.
There.
Are you there, Teddy?
Yes.
Okay, just double checking you knew where you were. So basically, is everyone heading back? Where are people wanting to go? Shorty, do you want to go anywhere specific?
I want to go to lunch.
Well, I would like to go to that chasm, because if no one else is actually going, then I'll need to retrieve my rope
Okay.
at the bare minimum.
Okay, move yourself to that chasm
How do I
then.
get there?
Shadow, what are you doing other than carrying corpses?
Getting the loot.
Oh yes, yeah, you're digging up all the loot that's been buried in there. Yeah, it is undisturbed and intact.
Otherwise, I'm just following the party along, dragging the bodies. I shall very quickly be right back. Just literally what I'm doing.
Okay, Stasis, apart from carrying bodies, what are you doing?
I feel like it. The thing is, I want to go over to the other side of the map, but I don't want to get into another fight or leave the bodies behind.
Guys, I have no idea where to go in here.
Okay, I'm going to move you to a location. Oh no, you've moved yourself now. I'm going to move you to a location. No, you've moved yourself again. I'm going to move you to a location. There you go. I'll zip everybody to that location.
Yeah,
It's
do
up
I
to
map
you.
or do I not map?
Based on what you just said of what you don't and do and don't want to do,
yeah,
I think you should go and finish the map.
okay.
I'm gonna go
Shorty, you get your
eat
wish.
something, guys. I'll be right back. It's lunchtime here. I'm hungry.
My wish? What
Yeah.
wish?
Or explore the cavern of the caverniness.
Okay, we're going to wait for everyone to come back. Do we want to take a 5-minute rest? Not that I think that the adventure's basically over, more or less, but...
So we could get some more loot.
But we can have a 5-minute break if people need to grab drinks, have a pee, whatever it is.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, go for it. Okay, well, we'll resume in 5 minutes or so. So we'll have a break. I should really have a be back in X minutes kind of thing for the stream, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should.
I really
That'd be
should.
handy.
It would. Maybe there's something that YouTube has. I think there actually is. In fact, hang on a second. I think that technically that is now. We'll be back in soon on the stream. It might take a moment to go through. Don't know whether it carries on broadcasting sound or what it does, but it'll do something. So yeah, I'll be right back too.
Microphone muted.
Alright, guys, I'm back. I had to go grab pizza pops quick.
Cool. Well, everyone's away now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we done?
No. There's this one last bit of the map that we passed by in the first time. So we're gonna go through that.
Okay.
Hang on, where are you? Up in this room, much. See, where my guy is?
No. Oh, yeah.
Hello, come down this way.
Roll 20 doesn't crash.
So you see this?
Hey?
Up ahead of my character. This is supposed to be a really deep chasm. You fall, you probably die.
Alright, son.
Welcome back.
What's happening?
We did a
Melek
break
and
because
Stasis.
everyone
Okay,
moved
Melek
away.
is away, and then once he returns, we'll continue
Microphone
trying to figure out a
activated.
way to get across this now.
Ah, brilliant. Okay.
Hang on. How big is this jump? It's 20 feet. Okay. No one has 20 strength. They're in their backpack.
You've already got on there, and welcome back everyone. We've already got a rope. The arrow is wedged in. Bear in mind this is a longbow arrow, so as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty damn strong. But it's not strong enough probably to hold someone's weight. Not one of these things anyway. If you wanted to jump, you're gonna struggle.
That's 20 feet out. Push.
Basically, an athletics check would be required to make it.
What
Wouldn't
about
that be
what about
acrobatics?
an athletics check?
Athletics is jumping because
propelled by 50 feet of movement.
it doesn't matter. You still need to do it. And the reason why it's not acrobatic, acrobatics is more precision. Athletics is power, and jumping is something that you need power for. So if you did do the athletics check, I'm going to tell you now, it'd be a DC 15. So as far as you can judge now how likely your character thinks that they are to be able to make that jump.
It's unlikely.
I don't even have athletics on my screen that I can see.
It should be at the top.
Acrobatics, top thing.
And one down from acrobatics.
3 below that.
Animal handling. Arcana, deception.
Weird. It's just
In
gone off your
between
sheet.
that,
That's actually happened before to me.
Yeah,
Random
that's
skills.
happened. That some sales just for some reason.
Well, I
glitched.
automatically passed then. Obviously, we have to assume the best outcome.
I tell you
for
what,
the
if
good
you
of
think
ourselves.
that's what will happen, then go for it.
Awesome. I'm going across. Later, fuckers.
You're jumping.
Well, I jumped to here, right?
Okay, roll me a d20.
Roll a d20.
Bye, Ace on his head.
1.
Nope, didn't work.
Just do /r space 1d20.
It worked.
What? Well, then again, what is your strength? What is your strength modifier?
My strength is... Is it the little number?
Well, there should be like either a -2, a -1, a 0, a +1, a +2, something like that.
A -1 and then an 8.
In 8, so you have 8 strength. So you rolled a 13 when you needed a 15. And
I
you just
rolled a
jumped.
14.
You just jumped. So you rolled a 13.
Bye, Ace on his head.
Okay, so there is already a rope going across. I am going to give you one chance to be able to hopefully, because you realise toward the end of your jump that you're not going to make it. But there is this rope attached to an arrow going across. So you can flail your arms out to try and grab that rope if you want. I suggest you probably try.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can give me an acrobatics check. Now precision is important. Fucking
16?
hell. Okay. It's not supposed to be grabbed this violently, people. 1, 2, or a 3, the arrow pops out. 4, 5, and a 6, it somehow holds.
Holy shit!
You are left dangling by a rope that's precariously stuck in the masonry over this pit of darkness that goes down. You don't even know how far it goes down.
We can effectively say, if you fall down, you're dead.
Yeah, we don't know where you
Hold
go.
up my rapier to someone and have them grab it.
Okay, you're hanging because you're basically hanging actually about there.
Okay.
You can
So get to the other side.
yeah, and so you're hanging by a rope that's stuck in the wall by an arrow. You
Okay,
can
so I
see a
just-
bit of masonry crumbling out free from the wall.
So I should jump over.
You should probably climb up the rope, I would suggest, and get into the corridor.
Okay, I do that. Bang.
I can imagine Malik just starts a stopwatch. Just like, how long is this gonna take?
Okay. Start throwing all the ropes over then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have no rope.
We have rope.
Yeah, those guys have probably got rope. So you guys are going to form a kind of...
Rope
Yep.
bridge-ish.
We're going to throw the world's biggest cat's cradle.
Yay! Okay, so you guys... there's at least 2 of you cooperating on this, I'm guessing. 3 from the sounds of it. I think everyone's
helping.
doing it. You basically... sticking in the masonry, sticking with some arrows, sticking with some other little bits that you can manage to ram in, and obviously holding it, you managed to come up with 3 lines of rope that are across and pretty solidly secure. As long as there is somebody helping you, either from where you're leaving or where you're going to, you can pretty much get across safely now.
Come on, boys.
So we need to leave one person on the
No,
other side?
as long as there's
no, one
somebody
by
where
one.
you're leaving or where you're going to, one or the other, you're
Ah,
safe.
okay.
So if you're doing
Okay.
this on your own, you'll need to roll a check because you're not getting any assistance.
Now hold on. When we come back, it's gonna be a pain in the shithole.
Not really.
No.
No.
Because
Basically,
it's when
put it
you're
like this.
leaving. Yeah.
Only if you're trying to leave with no help from either side, only then will there be a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So
each-
everyone goes
So
one by
basically-
one.
yeah,
so
one by
basically-
one.
Everyone is helping each other,
Yeah.
so we get over.
Yes.
Okay, we're over. There we go.
Simples.
Bitchin'.
Okay.
I don't even know how you survived that one, Teddy.
Dear dumb luck.
I say the same thing every night, man.
Right, Teddy, move.
I was gonna do my perception-y thing. To the door.
It's-
I was gonna listen.
It's a stone door, once again. Just let the
You
check
don't.
for
Maybe
You
it's
the
a
don't.
tentacle.
talking stone door.
You don't hear or perceive anything from beyond the door.
Fine, go for it.
Right, Gwen, get in
Open says it
position.
awful.
Longbow at the ready.
In position. Oh dear.
Yay! More statues. Okay, guys. Guinea pigs go.
Mhm. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go back out of here. Bye.
We'll stand right here and see what happens.
Nothing
what
happens.
is
Corner.
Is it a statue?
It is a statue.
Okay.
It is a dragon statue. It's not the same design as the other dragon statues you've seen, but it is a dragon statue. This, unlike the other ones, it does look like it's eroded over time. It has actually become
Okay.
worse and worse.
does
One
it-
thing that you don't even need a perception check to notice is that it has sparkly red eyes. The reason why the eyes are sparkly and red is because there are 2 big red gemstones for its eyes.
I want them.
Wait, no. Wait.
What are you
Wasn't,
thinking?
hang on, wasn't there a dragon which said something about sight? I'm fairly certain there was a dragon
think there
earlier on,
was.
upper level, which said something about sight.
Malik, do you mind giving us a refresher since it's been over a month? For
Okay,
some
I
of
don't
us?
remember. I have not got a fucking clue what you guys are talking about.
Well, you're useless. Let's carve him out, boys.
There was
No,
a
With
dragon.
wait.
Malik's head.
Wait.
No, there was a dragon fountain actually.
We activated both dragon fountains.
One of them, not the other one.
No, both.
Both.
We activated both.
I
The
swear
second one.
there was something up
the-
top
You-
which
you
said something
disappeared.
about sight.
You disappeared, remember that session? At the very end,
All statues, because you've got someone who knows Draconic, all 3 dragon statues that have verbal commands have all been activated.
Speaking of,
There is
inscription.
there is no inscription.
Okay, take away. Okay, take away now.
What?
Yeah, you take the eyes out. They're
okay,
saying
I
you
take
can
the
now take the eyes out.
I take the eyes out. They're mine.
Okay,
They're
you
mine.
pry out the eyes carefully because you're not an idiot. Well, I mean you are, but in this particular occasion,
off.
you try carefully with your dagger to pry the eyes out, and they are big, solid red gems. Nobody's got any kind of appraising thing. I know that for certain. You don't know whether they're
Jeweler.
rubies or
Jeweler.
jeweler. Oh God, are you a jeweler?
Yeah,
I'm a jeweler.
I'd forgotten that you were at. Yeah, we have had this conversation. I get the
I'm just
two
a
groups
crap
mixed up.
jeweler. I am a jeweler.
Guan, I need you to look at my big red stones and tell me what's up.
Okay, give me,
Okay.
because you're proficient with jeweler type things,
Yep,
aren't you?
jeweler's
Okay,
tools.
give me a roll. I would say an intelligence roll, but proficient intelligence roll basically.
How the fuck do I do that?
Just roll a d20, add your intelligence modifier, and then add your proficiency modifier because you're proficient in jeweler's tools. So you get your little magnify glass thing out. Shit, I actually need to look these up now.
Minus.
Why do I have to look things up
1
now? I don't want to look at them now.
plus.
I don't want to do my job.
So there's a +1 in total. 15.
15. No, that's good enough for me. But you have to think a little bit about it. So
Again, crap jeweler.
you're thinking, and you think a bit more.
They're red.
You adopt the think approach.
Thinking a bit more.
I push the statue over, take pedestal, and adopt thinking.
I think
pose.
Shadow noticed what I did then, but nobody
Yeah.
else did.
It's like you start thinking as the DM quickly shuffles his book to find the fucking description.
And while he's doing that, detect magic, because I still have that running, presumably.
Alas,
maybe.
I mean, by now probably not, because it's taken you quite a long time to get through the dungeon, but it doesn't.
Cast it as a ritual. While
Absolutely,
he
there's
determines.
nothing
Yep,
magical in this room at all.
Besides my dick.
Okay,
For good measure.
you recognize these beautiful, beautiful red gems as being shit. No, I had it a moment ago.
They're shit. Oh god.
You notice these
Dragon
as
shit.
very large garnets. Very well cut, actually. This bit of work, they're basically flawless. Now, garnets aren't massively valuable ordinarily, but they are being cut very well, and they are big, and you can't see any flaws in them. So these gems, they're going to be worth at least 250 gold each, you think? And there's 2 of them, obviously.
Nice.
Nice.
And I get to appraise all the other gems we picked up throughout the dungeon later.
Sorry,
Yes.
what kind of
Just
gems
when I
were
have
they?
time.
What did you
Garnets.
say they were?
Garnets.
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 Okay. Add them to the party loot.
Yes.
Oh, I already have them in my loot because I took them out. Oh.
That is party loot, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're 2 big, red, unflawed, incredibly well-cut garnets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
guys.
Who's doing that? How do you do that?
That is Shadow, because he always insists.
Yeah, Shadow's the one that should... Because if you have more than one person editing the party loot, it'll screw
Okay. Now, we're not allowed to go down the chasm, but can I go down the chasm so I can wrap it?
up.
Because
No.
we're technically going out right now.
No.
Oh. Never get the map ever. Okay.
Well,
People
theoretically, you could,
help.
Well, I
Right,
mean...
well,
could
okay,
fire
well,
arrows down the
Ah.
chasm, and you could suicide monkey all the way across.
Right, what was the description of the gems again? It's 2.
They're just 2 garnets. Just put 2 garnets, and they're worth 250 each.
2 flawless garments. Okay. Everyone helps each other across, so now we're across.
Yep, everybody gets across just fine.
Uthal falls in. No.
And I'm assuming-
Get 6 of them.
I'm going to assume you're going to collect the ropes and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collect the ropes, collect the dead bodies, collect the buried
Collect
loot
the
which
loot,
got
collect
unburied.
everything. All the magical items in this place are now ours. Let's go.
Okay, how are you guys getting out with these corpses?
There's a
Stairs.
hole here, and there's a shit ton of
There
vines.
are no stairs.
Yeah, they're right.
You have to climb out.
There's a hole here
Um,
with a shit ton of vines.
Take a body, tie it to back, climb up.
You're going to have to do an athletics check if you've got an entire body on your back while you're climbing these vines.
I just want to say, entire body on my back, nothing else. But yeah, I still get it.
If you strip everything else off, then Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna take more trips, just with bodies
it-
and all the loot. But
Is
yeah,
it acrobatics or athletics?
it would be an athletics check if you're climbing up there with your normal equipment and a body. If you're just taking a body up, then on its own you should be okay. And Uthal, you've got the strength anyway.
I was about to say, because, like, worst case scenario, I can just also say, fuck it, I get pissy and then start going up, because I could just
Yeah, but your rage
every
wouldn't
time.
last long enough. You won't have, because you're not getting hurt, you're not in combat, so therefore, yeah, it would run out.
it's okay. I'll just go behind you and keep on poking you in the butt as you go forward.
It doesn't work like that, damn it. Although
No, slap me and make sure it's at least 1 damage.
No, it depends on how you're poking him in the butt as to whether or not it really angers him.
No!
You'd get really angry.
I know exactly what
Okie
you're talking
dokie.
about. No!
Okie dokie. So basically, yes. I mean, you can with a few trips get everything back up the hole with the bodies as well. Obviously the previous map is irrelevant anyway. There's nothing left for you to do on there.
Yeah.
I think we can kind of call it now because there's nothing else you guys want to do. You've left that level. You've got 3 bodies, 2 signet rings. You've killed the tree, and you've got Bellic's head.
Oh shit, the fire's still going. That's impressive.
It is. It's amazing.
We invested in some good firewood, buddies.
Right, so at the end of that adventure, we have 3 corpses. We are going to be wanted by probably the entire country for mass murder. We killed an evil tree.
Mass murderer? What did you murder? I don't remember you murdering anything.
No.
I mean, we murdered the tree, so the village ain't gonna be too happy.
Wait, what did we do with the
No,
armor
the
dude?
village
What happened to
can
the
go
armor
fuck
guy?
itself. That tree was nasty.
They brought him with us. They've got the 3
Oh,
bodies.
okay.
Yeah,
2
we've got the 3
sisters and
bodies.
Sir Bradford.
Yeah, so at the end of that, we have handed the 3 bodies in. We probably got some kind of bonus to it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys climb your way out. You make your way through. The kobolds
3
obviously are just
Just kind of carrying a dead body as we go.
Is
How you
the
doing? They
map
just watch,
supposed to
like, what
be
the fuck?
visible? Because all I have is a black screen.
That's because your character isn't actually
Oh
here.
god, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Your character's not actually here.
Rain's here.
No.
Rain and
Bart's
Bartholomew,
here.
but
Nope.
gone.
Rain
keep
gets
the
eaten
keep
by
the
Bart. Like that's what actually happened. Rain just got eaten by Bart.
Does that work for you?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. So yeah, I'm guessing you guys make your way back to Shadford, which is
Yeah.
the town that you were originally in. Okay. Was there anything you wanted to do before you hand in your stuff to the Mallister family?
I want to
Well,
preserve this
hang
head.
on. Where's the family? It's in the nearby town or something?
It is
was
at the town. They actually have they're quite rich merchants who have a trade company that operates out of Shadford, so they're just literally just outside of town. They have a reasonably large house.
On the way back, could I forage for whatever nice things I could find in the forest? Well, I assume we're in the forest. Where are we exactly?
Well, actually, you're not technically in a forest. There are trees dotted about, but it's actually mostly a kind of bit of a barren area that you head down the path towards Shadford.
Okay.
Is there any
isn't.
wildlife nearby?
Cool.
There's some birds dotted about. Nothing major though.
Damn it!
I
I
mean,
was
if you
hoping
would-
there was a deer.
I mean, if you would no, there's no big animals like that. If you wanted to veer off the path and try and go to one of the nearby wooded areas, it's a coniferous forest. You probably could find some, but that is a detour.
Nah, let's get the boys
Yeah,
back.
that'll be by myself.
I
So
have a feeling
yeah,
we're gonna want
no.
to get the boys back as quick as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, before they decompose to a point where they can't be recognized.
Actually, have they been decomposing?
Well,
They
it hasn't
was
even
in
been a day.
suspended
No
animation.
decomposition will have occurred yet. They only died a couple of hours ago at most.
Hours? Oh, we were that close to saving them?
No,
Well,
in the sense that when you dug them out the cysts, they hadn't decomposed at all. Bradford obviously was, well, calling him alive might have been an exaggeration, but either way, none of them had begun the decomposition process, so you wouldn't have expected it to be recognizably decomposed by now. It would have to be a good couple of days before they start to stink.
Alright. So, yeah,
Yeah,
in
let's
that
get
case,
them
I
back.
can't think of really anything. There's no side quests, there's no virgins that need saving, there's no giant dragons that need to be pummeled. No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, congratulations, guys. You've not done actually a bad job at all. You've actually done a slightly better job. So, unless of course they really pull one out somehow, you've actually done better, I would say, than the other group. Although they still have one more session to do because you actually didn't murder all the kobolds. The dragon got saved okay. You managed to recover 3 bodies and 2 signet rings. Kill Belek. You've actually done pretty solid, actually.
Didn't get the frog though.
Didn't get the frog. The frog was unhappy that you killed its master, but it knew that it was fucked, so it decided to run away.
So I'm gonna ask you this
Smart
later
frog.
because what did we actually miss out of that castle? Because I don't think any of us going back to that.
What did you miss?
And you can choose to say this after the live stream, so that the other.
I'm not actually that fussed about revealing anything. You didn't exactly miss anything. There was an incredibly rare opportunity to actually save Sir Bradford's life. But
that would have required arcana checks or something.
Yeah, you failed too many checks of opportunities to lead you in that direction.
Yeah, you were trying to get us there. I could feel.
I gave you the opportunities, but unfortunately the dice just weren't with you that time, unfortunately. There wasn't really anything else you missed, I wouldn't have said. You negotiated with things, you got rewards for things, you've recovered all the bodies, which I actually think is quite cool. Digging up around the tree isn't necessarily something you'd immediately think about doing. But you recovered the bodies, which, upset as they will be, it's more closure for the family.
Yeah.
Than just the signet rings.
And it's a possibility of daily priest stuff to happen.
Potentially, yes. Although, to be fair, things like Raise the Dead magic is incredibly rare. It's not something casual that can just be done willy-nilly.
But if they do want to do that, they do kind of need a body.
Yes,
a body part.
Unless you've got a ridiculously high-level cleric. Yes, you need normally an intact, uninjured body, or at least an intact, body that's got all of its bits anyway, and all of its organs.
Yeah.
But yes, there is the possibility.
Yeah, you did say they were wealthy, so they might have connections and stuff.
It's possible. They are. I mean, they are probably the wealthiest people, other than the Lord Mayor himself, and he's only rich because he's the Lord Mayor of the town. Yeah, they are probably the wealthiest family in Shadford. So, I mean, Shadford's a small place, but still, it means something. Okay, you head back to town, and I'm assuming you're going to make a beeline for the Malisters' home.
Yeah, them first, then we sort out the loot.
The Malister himself, Mr. Malister, head of the family, he is obviously rather upset that he's, finally, because he'd already had a bit of hope that his son and daughter, had survived, and unfortunately, obviously that's not the case. He doesn't quite get brought to tears, but you feel like he's putting on a tough face. He calls a couple of the guys that work for him, and they take the bodies, and I'm assuming you're giving the signet rings over as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can mark the signet rings off the party loot. They accept that. And what are you doing with Sir Bradford's body? Because as far as you were aware, he was actually a stranger, a traveller like yourselves, through the town, so he doesn't really have any family in the town.
Give him to local church to be buried properly.
Okay. Malister's mentioned that the church that has to deal with all the burials that are for people that don't already belong to a church are actually, it's the Raven Queen temple. They deal, by order of the Lord Mayor, they deal with anybody who is not already affiliated with any of the temples in town, and they actually deal with all the burials.
Because we don't know where this guy is actually from, so we can't really, get him to...
Yeah, you don't know where to return him to, yes.
Yeah.
That's all you know is that he turned up, called himself Sir Bradford, went off with in this adventuring group in there and didn't survive. Yeah, nobody really knows exactly where he came from. Some people think that he went maybe to Cragsholm, which is the largest city in the city-state that you're in. But that's a long way away.
Let's spend a week in the prison with him and
actually, Shorty's character did technically spend a week with him,
He
so...
never mentioned where he was from. To be honest, most of the time speaking resulted in beatings from the goblins.
Yeah.
So none of you
Fair.
really spoke that much. The only times when anyone learned anything about the others were those rare times when they were left alone, and that was very rare, or when people were being questioned by the goblins directly. And then they weren't interested in where people were from. They were just interested in where gold was and who was coming and stuff like that, or weird questions that apparently Belek was asking about. How old people were, whether they'd been ill and things like that. Weird questions. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. You can give over his body to the temple, and they will, by order of the Lord Mayor, they will deal with this burial and completely free. They have to do so. You get the impression that there was something that happened a long time ago that resulted in like all bodies must be disposed of properly. That's the impression you get. Yeah, I mean, it's a cliche, and you get the impression that's probably not the case from what people are saying. You think that it's more of a disease-related thing rather than an undead-related thing. You're not. I know you're not aware of any sudden mass undead outbreaks nearby.
Well,
I mean,
to be fair, how long ago was this?
Was this? What do you mean this?
What was the order of all bodies must be dealt with properly?
This has been the rule of Shadford since prior to the current Lord Mayor. It's been a case for.
But here's the question: was it so long as to be when the castle we were in was actually above ground?
No, as far as I'm aware, for that fortress, that sunken fortress thing to have been above ground would have been probably 1,000+ years. You know that the law came into effect 150 years ago. Apparently there was some kind of disease where a lot of people died, and it was made worse by the fact that there was no one taking responsibility for the disposal of the dead.
God damn, I was thinking because the owner was a vampire, so, vampires, bitten, think they're dead, turn out to be vampires, yeah.
Also, he was trying to kind of keep control over young vampires appearing, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a bad theory.
That does kind of make sense, but I didn't really know the time frame.
The story that you can overhear is that literally it's a case of some disease outbreak happened in the past, and since then, anyone who is not affiliated with a church or can be disposed of basically this church is ordered effectively to ensure that bodies are dealt with.
How many people around here know about the castle? Know about it before it kind of sunk into the ground?
Bear in mind, the fact that you're guessing it sunk into the ground because it's a castle that looks like it had ramparts, but it's underground. So surely it was built above ground and somehow went underground, but you don't really know.
Possibly a magical curse, then.
Nobody has any memory of anything being above ground, though there has always been legends about some kind of caves or dungeon nearby. Until now, nobody really knew that it looks like a castle that was above ground once upon a time. And it was only like 10 or so years ago, when Belek turned up originally, that anyone knew that there was anybody living in it anyway. And because he passed through, disappeared, and did his thing. And since then, the goblins have been selling these apples once a year. Only one per year, though.
Probably.
So, basically, you give over the two bodies, the brother and the sister, to the Malisters, and as well as the signet rings. I'm going to have a little quick flick through, because there was a reward.
I think it was X amount of money and double the amount,
if they were
alive. Yeah, they were alive. Okay.
Go on.
Shadow. Why were you so curious, or not curious, sort of surprised about the selling of the apple?
What?
Wait, I mean, you went, why do you do that? When Mel said about the apple, of the selling of the once a year of the apple.
Yes, you started a question. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember.
God damn you! Because to me, it seems incredibly logical.
Yeah, I remember, because it feels like if it was only being sold once per year, then either the production of said apples is only once a year, or the production is more than once a year, but it's like the others were probably being used by the hobgoblins and the goblins.
Yeah, let yeah, like I think it's probably more than once a year. But I have a sneaking suspicion why it got sold was two part of A, Relic need money to continue doing what you're doing, and B, so that dumbass adventurers keep on going down to see what all the fuss is about, so the tree keeps on getting fed.
Well, it's not going to be getting fed anymore. It's not even fucking firewood now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking at a comparison for different classes in D&D just to read up. And somebody surmised that magic classes as a warlock, magic comes from a higher power. Sorcerer, magic comes from within. Wizard comes from books and learning. Bard, magic comes from sick guitar skills.
That's not inaccurate. Just everybody want to modify their character sheet just for a moment. The reward that you all get is 250 gold each, so you might as well just put that straight onto your character sheets.
Hang on. I remember. Was there something about per signet ring?
Yes, it's 125 per ring per character.
Okay.
Where's my coin pouch? Or
Right.
do I just add it to my
Wait,
items?
Right in the middle at the bottom.
So we get
Coins,
250
thank
each
you.
and an additional 125.
Wait a minute,
No,
how did I end
no,
up with
it's
only 0.53
250
coins?
250 each. Full stop.
250 gold because it's 125 gold per signet ring.
Correct.
Per character.
Cool.
Where did all my gold go when I was gone?
Your gold
we,
didn't
we,
go
we
anywhere.
we used it to feed it to a dragon.
What the fuck? Well, it says
That's a-
coins.
Point. Did I spend
0.53,
all
now I
of
can't
my
edit
gold,
it.
or?
Why are
I mean-
you modify?
I mean,
Just
you guys clearly have spent all your gold because I still have my 23, which I didn't spend.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh wait, I have 26 gold. Never mind. Okay.
Derp.
So, 26.5.
Derp.
Watch my impressive
derp,
math
derp,
skills.
derp, derp, derp.
6, 7. Okay, so
270. I don't know what number you have exactly, but you use 20 something.
267.5.
there. So I have
Money.
276.5 gold.
yeah, I put the 5 silver in and took it off
Wait,
the
when
gold
did I?
because you don't have
did I
half
get
a coin.
shield?
Anyway, shall we do
Right.
the really, really boring part of this game?
Won't that be 50 silver?
Of the
No.
selling of all the loot, and then the bring out the calculators, boys, to divvy up the loot.
How about we do that?
Let's do that next
We
time.
can do that after the stream if we want.
Yeah, they won't be done during the stream. I think at this
Yeah.
point, I would say it can be done elsewhere because there's also the bit where if there's a particular item that someone wants, I have a system that you don't have to do. You can argue amongst
It's
yourselves who
need
gets
or
what.
greed.
Not exactly, no. It's slightly different to that, but either way, we'll come to that. That's it for the stream. Hi, Chris Hank. I hadn't noticed you waving hi. Hi. And everybody else completely ignored the stream today.
Probably like an hour or two ago.
Yeah, probably. This is the end of this particular adventure. The adventurers did pretty well, to be fair. I think they've ticked almost every single box. The only things they really missed was stuff that was very rare, and they only missed it because of bad dice rolls. It was not their fault at all. Apart from that, everything seems to have gone pretty well. They got rewarded. And that's pretty much it. So, until next time, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and cheerio.
Bye!
Okay,